Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, if I had come up with a way out of this, I would have used it by now. But it's too late. We've cracked the mics. We're live. Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. The Tuesday flavor of the Half-Assed Morning Show. We love you. We do. I took Ashley's little test already this morning. Did the rest of you take Ashley's test?
Yes, I did.
Good for you.
Thank you very much.
A+.
Ashley showed up with a test for all of us to take. The questions are boring and very simple.
Right to the point.
But the results might be something we can use. The questions were things like, what's your ideal day off? How do you handle stress? How do you settle an argument? And there's multiple choice. So, like, for example, the question about how do you settle an argument? Do you A, you talk it out? B, you make a joke to lighten the mood? C,
threaten them on social media.
Yeah, you resort to name-calling. D, you kill the person and bury the body in a swamp.
Was there ever an answer or an option for you that was perfect? For me,
No.
they were all like, I had to struggle with some of
Yeah.
these because none of them really described how I felt.
Well, maybe there was one that...
You had to get, there was one that was kind of close, but like, for example, what's your favorite way to relax? Attend a spa day or a quiet evening. Those are, to me, completely different types of relaxing.
I would agree with you.
So for me, it'd be staying home and watching TV or something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
kind of had to guess close enough.
I've never had a spa day in my life. I can't imagine. I think I'd be way too uncomfortable. I don't like being touched.
Yeah, I've never had a massage or anything like that. I don't know
get
if
us
I'd be
on that
able to do
friggin'
it.
subject.
Or spend $1,000 to be touched or something like whatever that costs.
Don't get me into massages again. I'll come completely uncorked. But it was a fun little test, or at least I think the results can be fun. By answering the questions honestly, the test is supposed to give you your, quote, mental age. Your mental age. Now, here I am, as far as actual ages go. Here I sit. I've hit 54 years old. Cubby is 50, or 51.
51 shortly.
51. Oh, at the end of this month.
Correct.
That's right. Dana, what, 41?
40.
40. Smashley is 28 or 9.
28.
Oh.
I had a hard time figuring that out the other day.
Oh,
That does happen.
That when I turned 28, I did the same thing. I couldn't
felt
remember.
so dumb.
I had to ask my wife, wait, am I 27 or am I 28?
Mine was 28 or 29. I was sitting with people and I was like, 97. What is that? That's 28, right?
Yeah, you get to an age where they just don't. I mean, you'll hit 30, 40. I mean, there'll be milestones for you. But you're outside of that, you don't really care.
So we are respectively 54, 50, 40, and 28. If you're a regular listener, you likely already saw this coming. After taking the test, the machine determined that I am mentally 25 years old.
Really?
Yes. So mentally, I'm not even half my actual age.
That surprises me.
It doesn't surprise me. I'm well aware of how I'm wired. So what about the rest of you?
Mine was 48.
You're 28 and you registered as mentally 48.
Yeah. Now I'm really curious what all your answers were for you to get 25. I thought I was going to get younger.
Well, I could give you the rundown, but I think it'll bore people to
Probably.
death. Yeah. I just answered as honestly and as close to real life as I could. Danil?
So I'm 40 years old, like we said, and
Well, you are 40.
Yep, mentally I'm 23 years old.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Some of the questions I was like, Dana would definitely pick that one.
Well, there's one. There was like one of the options was how would you spend some time off, and one of them was build a fort and play video games, and I thought that sounds awesome, so I picked that answer.
Build a fort and play some video games. Yeah, Cubby.
I clocked in at 40, although I wonder if there's an asterisk because when we were going through the ages, all I could think of was saying 6, 7. So maybe it should be a little bit skewed towards lower than that, but I can't believe I was younger mentally than you, Ashley. But again, some of the questions were tough to answer because they didn't fully fit.
Mm-hmm. It was a little different. Like I said, you had to just kind of
I just liked that.
answer as close to what you thought matched your personality.
Did you guys pay attention to what it said underneath about you after it shows you
No.
No, I messed up. I forgot to look at
of
that.
where you're at?
Oh, okay. Here it is. Thank you for alerting me to that. I had no idea. It says my mental age is 25. Your responses indicate a balanced approach with a blend of experience and youthful perspective. You manage to keep your enthusiasm while integrating more practical and reflective qualities.
That's exactly what mine said too.
So you must, in that range.
In that range, yeah, they probably just give the same response.
So at 40, it says your response indicates an evolving maturity with a continued spark of curiosity. You demonstrate a thoughtful approach to life while maintaining a sense of adventure. Yeah, right. And engagement.
Maturity.
Well, you're going on your second trip in a year, Josh, coming up, so you are kind of going after that sense of adventure.
Well, if you call Brainerd, if you consider Brainerd a trip, which I'm going to put that in the category
there
third.
You go. Mm-hmm. You world traveler, you.
The results of this don't really surprise me because I do still think pretty much exactly the way I did as a kid. I just, thankfully, 7 times out of 10, I don't act the way I did when I was a kid. But my brain has not developed, I think, the way it should have. I think maybe there's a dead spot in there or something. maybe there's a tooth in there that needs to be removed. I don't know, but
I remember when I was younger, always thinking about, when I got older, when I had a family and all that. And I always thought like, wow, I'm going to think so differently. Like, it's so weird to think how much like my thought process around things is going to change. And now that it's happened, I'm like, I still think the same way that I always had. Like, it's weird. I was telling my husband about that. Like, I always thought everything was going to be so different. Like, I was going to be so much more knowledgeable.
Do we want to, again, this isn't a thrill ride by any means, this test, but you can have a few laughs with the results. Do we want to put a post, or what's the term?
Sure.
Put a link up on our website if you want to give it a try.
Yeah, I was interested to see what it would say. I thought I'd finish a little older, to be honest with you. I was surprised that it was younger than what Ashley came in at.
Yeah, weird.
But it's kind of one of those things where I bet if I took it again in an hour, I'd get a different answer because I was struggling a few times trying to figure out what the best fit would be.
Yeah, what the hell? That's not going to save me on my deathbed, is it, when I tell the doctor, but mentally I'm so much younger, right?
Maybe.
No.
It keeps you young.
No, the lights will still go out. I haven't even reached half my actual age mentally. That's yeah.
I mean, you've held on to your childhood in certain ways.
Oh, sure, plenty of ways.
I mean, you bought the home you grew up in. You still live.
Well,
in
that was out of necessity, but
yeah.
sure,
Even so, I moved to an apartment out of necessity.
I still live in the same town that I grew up in.
Yeah, you have the same friends you grew up with.
Jesus, now I'm starting to get depressed.
Going to the same bar you've been going with.
For Christ's sake, where is my life gone?
So it kind of stands to reason. None of those are bad things, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, you're living a similar life to how you always have.
Oh, my God.
Just wiser over the years.
I'm terrified to grow up. I married a gal that I met in high school.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to leave high school. I want everything to be like high school.
You like what you like.
Maybe I need to see a psychiatrist.
Nah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What else is going on around here? I hear that C. Willi Myles might pop by later.
Yeah, it'll be good to see him. He's been out of town for a little while.
He went off to Arizona to go golfing. I want to hear all the stories, of course just
you
like
do.
the rest of you.
That sounds so nice.
I want to hear all the stories about his golf game.
My brother does that in the summers. Well, maybe I should say the winters. A couple times a month. See,
He does what a couple times
He
a
loves
month?
going out to Arizona.
I didn't know your brother was a golfer.
so
Yeah, They
cool.
got into it a few years ago.
Oh, that's
and
so-
when they got into it, I mean, I'm talking jumping in both feet.
I thought he was cool.
They almost every weekend they're golfing. He got a golf simulator in his
Oh,
garage.
damn.
I know
That's real
somebody
deal.
that recently did that.
Bore
Just
me
made
to
their
death.
Whole life about it.
Bore me to friggin' death. Your brother, is he a prompt person? Is he an on-time type of a person?
Absolutely, yeah.
Who's the person in your life that runs late all the time?
My mother-in-law, she has her own time, right? We have a nickname for it. And we have to tell her a half hour to an hour ahead of time where she's supposed to be somewhere. So if we have lunch plans at noon, we tell her 11 because she kind of just shows up.
You know, it used to be my brother was always late. He's improved that aspect of his life. I think because at this point he has absolutely nothing better to do no matter what the situation might be. Now I would say it's my pal Dane is late for everything. You know, when we go on those dopey booze cruises, we have one on Independence Day, one in the fall. I always bring 3-4 friends of mine. Dane is the one who's always late getting to my house, so then we're almost always late for the boat. You see what I'm saying? Who's late in your life? Who's the person who can't keep track of time? Go!
I'm trying to think. I don't really have anybody that I can think of at the top of my head.
Have you heard of time blindness? Who made this up?
Yeah. And I think
Oh,
my
yeah.
mother-in-law has it. It's one of those things where she's like, okay, I got to be there at 11. At about 11, she'll start preparing for how she needs to go to get someplace.
Right. This is brand new to me. It's a term called time blindness. If there's someone in your life who's always running late, it's not because they're rude. It's because they've been stricken. They've caught something called time blindness.
I don't know. The person in my life is always late because I have so many kids. That's got to be hard. That's not really time blindness, it's just like, I gave myself 30 minutes. Somehow it took 45.
The person who's often late in your life is riddled with offspring.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's too many of them to get them all in a car.
This is linked to ADHD. It's not about a lack of discipline. It's not about being rude. It's about the brain's inability to feel the passage of time. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I-
not me because I definitely feel it, and I get so much anxiety, so much.
You guys are all so friggin' anxious you can't even see straight.
Yeah,
Correct.
I can feel like I will get physically ill. This even happened yesterday. It doesn't even have to be something that's like serious. If I just get like I know I'm supposed to be somewhere and it's taking a little bit longer, I'm not going to get in huge trouble if I'm not there on time, but I just want to be there on time, so I start to get nauseated.
You're driving a car, you're driving a car, you're going somewhere,
Yeah.
and you have these terrible feelings to where you almost get sick.
Yeah. I just started like
Well, then you do-
tapping my leg because it made me anxious.
You have the opposite of time blindness. You are almost
Like hyper aware.
you're hyper cripplingly aware of what time it is. Okay.
I'm the same way, Ashley, and my wife is the opposite, where say we need to be somewhere in 20 minutes, she will put her shoes on and grab her purse when it's exactly 20 minutes until we need to be there. As I'm like anxiously like, all right, we got to go, we got to get there. And she'll just, no, all right, well, it's now 20 minutes away from when we need to be there. We will leave now.
That's how my wife is. She likes to live on the razor's edge
Yes.
as far as that goes.
I like to get places 10 minutes early.
See, I like to. It just never works out that way. And I think that's why it always makes me so anxious.
There are people out there who don't feel the passage of time.
That's so weird.
They are defined as suffering from time blindness.
I think for my mother-in-law, she's such a relaxed person. I mean, nothing rattles her. So I think she doesn't really worry about that stuff, too.
Man, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Life is often split into two categories for people with time blindness. Things happening right this second and everything else. It's hard to plan for a meeting 3 hours away if you have time blindness. You know, if you have a meeting, what time is it? 5:56. If you have a meeting at 8 a.m. and you have time blindness, 8 a.m. feels like it's a different universe. You can't plan for the future. The social stigma is the hardest part for people who battle time blindness because society views them as disrespectful, lazy, rude, unreliable because they're always late.
It certainly frustrates my wife, her mom being late all the time, but the rest of us, it doesn't really bother us too much. I guess if it was my mom, maybe
I'd get pissed off. You don't get bothered when she's late? She makes you late?
We've just told her, hey, we're going to do what we're planning on doing, right? If you're not there, just know we might be done eating or whatever it is.
You'll ditch her if you have to.
Yeah, so, we just learned that's kind of how it goes.
You've been her son-in-law now for 10, 12 years. You never got on the telephone with her and said, hey, look, lady, get the lead out of your ass.
18 years, believe it or not. Yeah, no, it's never really bothered me. She's the sweetest person you could ever meet, and she gets high a lot. So maybe that has to do...
that probably helps.
Oh, this is the one that's the drug addict.
Yeah.
She always had a drug problem?
She's done them longer than I've known her. I think since she was a young person.
There's also something called the time warp effect. I don't know if I've ever had this problem. Well, Josh just mentioned illegal drugs.
Legal now.
Maybe when I was a kid and I got high, maybe I felt the effects of the time warp. You sit down and suddenly 45 minutes has vanished and you didn't feel it come and go. So this is another level of time blindness. We got to leave drugs out of it because every one of us has gotten high except for Josh, or drunk, and you lose track of time, right? Because you're not all there.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with drugs. That's kind of frightening. You sit down for a second and suddenly 45 minutes have gone by and you didn't feel it?
This doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm blowing your
Just
friggin' mind.
look at a clock. Look at a clock.
Well, maybe there's not a clock in the room.
I understand. I don't get.
Look at your phone, I guess.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
could
get.
side-
I
yeah.
just don't get the late thing.
You're too anxious to understand being late.
Because you can just look at the time and say to yourself, "I need to." Are you unable to do math? I don't.
It's flowing like a river. That would be the Alan Parsons Project. The brain gets hyper-focused on something. So you sit your carcass down on the couch, your brain gets hyper-focused on something, and it turns off your internal clock. This is all very interesting. What keeps coming to mind for me is I don't want to be a passenger in these people's motor vehicles.
No.
I guess that's what comes to mind for me.
I wonder if they did a study on the folks that get speeding tickets, how many of them are time blind? I bet it's
That's
way
brilliant.
up there.
That's brilliant. There's got to be something there.
But I like to, anytime I have a task that needs to be done, I like to do it immediately. And I'm also somebody who likes to be very early on stuff. So I'm sure that that personality trait's the same. We probably share that a lot. Where if somebody has the time blindness, they're cool just kind of procrastinating. I've never been good at procrastinating.
No,
because
you have not.
I'm always afraid
Pardon
of...
me, that doesn't make any sense. No, you have never been good at procrastinating. You like to get her.
Because I'm not good at living in the gray. I'm very black or white.
Yes.
Where sometimes the easy answers don't come to me. And the example I give is because this is incredible to me. I didn't come up with this on my own. Like frozen pizzas. Usually I'll just eat the whole thing. And my wife one time said, hey, we got a frozen pizza if you want it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I could eat an entire frozen pizza right now. So I'm like, well, let's think of something else. And my wife's like, why don't you just eat some of the pizza? And it never occurred to me. I'm so black or white that it never entered my mind. And there's been a few examples like that where I'm so stupid.
That's how my brother was with a case of Meisterbrow. If you put a case of Meisterbrow in front of my brother in 1991, he thought, phew, I guess I got to wipe this whole pig out, huh? But you like to stay busy. I think idle time makes you crazy.
Yeah, I usually don't know what to do with it. So, yeah, like if we get something we got to do here, I want to get it over with immediately because since I'm such a black or white person, I'm afraid that if I forget, I just won't do it at all. So
you already did the corporate training we got sent yesterday, didn't you?
Dude, I had it done within an hour of when they assigned it.
I
was
assuming like you.
I sometimes think that you might like ask corporate, can you send it to me ahead of time, like in advance, so I can get it done before it's even sent out to everybody else?
By the way, this one is so easy.
Is it?
Oh,
Good.
cool.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
I usually just fast forward to them anyway.
You can't. They figured you out, Ashley. It even
whatever.
said, hey, if you fast forward, you're not getting credit for it.
Well, I just
see
leave it
about
on
that.
mute until the video's over.
We'll see about that, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, me too, Dana.
Money well spent, Cumulus Media.
Everybody keeps texting in and saying like I used to be late. Like, no, I definitely like understand like I used to be late all the time and but I knew I was going to be late. I wasn't like, "Oh, I just didn't know what time it was. I can't tell.
Yes.
I'm blind to the time."
You weren't late and unaware.
No,
You were-
I knew, and it made me
Yes.
anxious every time. It made me not feel good.
It seems like whenever we talk about little quirky things like this, it all comes back to our different levels of anxiety, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. Ashley was the worst employee in the building for a good 2 years.
Well, when it comes to timeliness,
And we didn't really like her much
that's
either.
not true. Always loved her.
But, yeah, I never doubted that you were well aware of your tardiness. But, yeah, so I got to find an in-between here. I don't want to be the passenger in a car with someone who has time blindness, from what we understand now, because they can sit down and lose track of an hour. But I also don't want to ride with you, Ashley, because you mentioned that
I'm stressed out.
just getting somewhere stresses you out until you almost become sick.
Good. If there's parking, that like if I have
Oh,
to
God,
find
here we go, parking.
if I have to find a parking garage. Oh no, I was so stressed out driving to the convention center like 2 weeks ago. And I was going to be on time. It was perfect. It was beautiful. And then I got really confused on the parking and somehow ended up back on the highway. And I was so angry. I was angry, anxious. I ended up paying like $40 for parking just because I wanted to be as close as possible.
It all comes back to our different levels of anxiety. I've told you about my early pal. That would be Wang. Early to everything. And it's because of his anxiety issues. I mean, we don't see each other terribly often anymore, maybe once a month. Maybe Wang might join me at the Slave Raider concert Friday at Medina. I don't know. But back in the day when we'd get together all the time on the weekends when we were young guys, if I had a beer party at 7, you could bet your life that Wang would be there at 10 after 6 or 5:45.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool though that you can rely on him to be there like that.
He gets there for the setup.
He can help you.
Oh,
yeah.
Wang doesn't know how to set up dick.
Darn, never mind.
One time he showed up early for his St. Patty's Day party, like ridiculously early. And I said, okay, well, if you're here, you might as well tap the keg. You think that peckerhead knew how to tap a keg? No.
Guess not.
So he just sits there eating Fritos or whatever, watching me do.
It was funny at showing up at your mom's celebration of life service or a funeral, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I nailed you.
Yeah, when you I walked in, you're like, I knew you'd be the first person that wasn't family to show
Yep.
up. And I'd actually already been there. I went to the grocery store next door and had a wonderful conversation.
Oh,
with the woman.
I told my brother and sister, I said, I guarantee you the first swinging D who's not family to walk into this sumbitch is going to be Josh.
I was actually there before you guys
Oh,
got
I'm sure
there.
you
I was
were.
looking for your vehicle, and I thought, I'll just run to that grocery store next door.
He went the night before and got a hotel and just kind of stayed in town.
2 nights before, Dana.
Time blindness.
Courtesy Flush Cheeses brings up a good point to my pizza example. What I should have done is just cut it into 6 instead of 8 slices. So that way I'm only eating 6 slices of pizza.
Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
I've heard of those kind of theories before. We started off this conversation talking about a little test that Ashley found on the godless internet. It will test your mental age, or it will test you, and your answers will determine your mental age. Did we put a link on our website yet?
Yep.
A few people have texted in their scores.
Yeah, that's
a couple
where I
of
was.
them nailed it. I like their age is their mental age.
That's crazy. You answer some questions, it'll determine your mental age. The four of us, I'm 54. The machine determined me to be 25 mentally, which didn't surprise me. Dana's 40. The machine determined him to be 23. Ashley at 28 years old, the machine determined her to be 48. And Cubby at 50, the machine thought of you as 40. Baudette Fishing Guy Jesus says, I'm 43 years old. The machine determined me to be mentally 42 years old. I am a boring sumbitch. What can you do? Well, there you friggin' go. Anyone feeling any anxieties about moving on with our morning? Or
No, it can go ahead.
It's the right thing to do. And we're on time. Perfectly on time.
are we on time?
Yep.
Look at us.
Here's the deal. See, Willi Myles is going to swing by later. At least that's what we heard. Randy Shaver back in town from his trip to Florida. He'll join us at 7:30. The next move we're going to make will be diving headlong into the stupid news reports. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
When you really need care, you need 24/7 access to a care team, not a maze of paperwork from a third party. Every day, America's hospitals and health systems show up for you. Navigating healthcare can feel overwhelming, but you can count on real doctors, real nurses, real people, providing quality, around-the-clock care when you need it most. They're in your corner, in communities across America. Your neighbors, your lifelines, right beside you, holding your hand and helping find answers. That's what putting patients first actually means. Learn more at strengthenhealthcare.org. Brought to you by the Coalition to Strengthen America's Healthcare.
Stupid news on the Half-assed Morning Show.
Oh, Christ. The acid rock. Hang on to something, Cubby.
It's loud.
I'm serious this time. I'm not continuing until I watch you brace for impact. Yeah, good for you.
Is good?
Hang on to, I'd be more comfortable if you hung on to both of the arms of your chair.
Well, I'm holding on to the soundboard. What if the chair moves? If I'm so...
Oh, sure.
up.
Look, I forgot the chair's on wheels.
Yeah.
So you're hanging onto the soundboard with one hand hanging onto your chair with the other, and you have your foot on our radio station refrigerator.
I'm braced.
That ought to do it.
Yeah.
That ought to do it. I hope. Because this is something that everyone should brace for. A dude in Los Angeles cut off his own tallywhacker. Oh, Jesus, he fell down. Josh, I told
no.
You could have warned me.
Well, you have. My God, do you have any upper body strength at all?
No.
It
Your
tipped him
chair
right-
fell over.
He fell over.
Oh, my God.
I wasn't ready for that. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I just.
Yeah, you did warn me.
I did. I told you.
lashed out.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right.
I think I got this figured out.
Dude in Los Angeles. He just went ahead and cut it off. Josh!
Sit down.
God!
Get
I
up.
knew what
Brush
happened.
yourself off. Sit down.
Ow.
We need to get him a chair without wheels.
Yeah, we do.
And
Maybe a chair we can just kind of strap him into as well.
I think I broke my chair.
then one more try here to see if we can get you settled in. Dude took a sharp object and cut out the root of his pecker until he was able just to pull it right off. And then the guy dropped dead. Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that's a very good possibility.
And
I hate my penis. Hate it.
I know you do.
But I would
have you
never-
ever considered cutting that poor thing smooth off your body?
No, I've tried to wish it away. I've tried to push it like so it's an innie instead of the barely an outie that it is.
You've never once allowed yourself to enjoy sex, have you?
No. Who does? It's animalistic. It's sinful. It's gross.
Your parents just mangled you. They
I don't
did.
know if it was them or just the school, everything else surrounding that or what.
Here's a guy, 50 years old, never enjoyed sex once.
That's tough.
You know, well, I'll tell you what. It's a two-way street because I've never given a girl good enough sex where she enjoyed it either.
What, what was the Energizer? What was your nickname in high school?
Yeah, it's because I was
Yeah.
too nervous to finish my first time. So I got an unfair, cool nickname of the Energizer by girls in my school.
You don't have to tell people the reason why.
I
Yeah.
have to.
You should have rolled with it.
Dude cut off his brajol, dropped dead. He did that right on the sidewalk in front of people and whatnot.
I can't even imagine seeing that, much less doing it.
don't
Say
thi-
no to drugs.
I don't think I'd ever go out of doors again. If I was walking down the sidewalk and I watched a guy, I don't think I'd ever leave home again.
I've seen some pretty gruesome scenes, but one was unfortunately a crime scene and then, a couple accidents, but I've never seen somebody harm themselves in such a way. One of my brother's first calls as a police officer was a pretty bad one, and unfortunately it was a person that harmed themselves publicly. And, you hear stories like that, or somebody gets hit by 4 or 5 cars on the freeway. I can't even imagine.
This was near 4 o'clock in the morning the other day in Los Angeles. People started calling the cops, telling them that some maniac was hurting himself on the sidewalk. I mean, this is really bad. The cops there in Los Angeles said that this poor bastard removed his own Johnson, and then he also upped and tried to hack off one of his arms, too. New guys in the corner, puking his guts out. The police aren't sure what the hell was bothering this effing guy. Josh just said something about drugs. Maybe it was meth rocks.
Bath salts.
It wasn't pretty. That's a dark place I pray
Poor
none of us ever become familiar with. Hooray for Hollywood. Wow.
This is up there with the story out of where we first heard of, at least the first time I ever heard of bath salts, where the guy in Florida ate the other guy's face.
Yeah.
Did you see those videos, by the way?
One
that
guy
was crazy.
ate another guy's face. No, I didn't watch any videos.
Oh, I definitely did.
But I remember hearing about the man who ate the face off of another man.
Is that
because
also
of-
the first time you heard of bath salts?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a joke that they
Oh,
were
yeah.
calling it.
Yeah,
that.
my mom threw away my bath salts the next day. that because I saw that story and thought, yeah, I want that to be me. I want to eat some face.
Oh, so you meant like your Epsom salts or whatever that's called? She
Yeah.
thought that's what it meant?
Yeah.
That's not what it is, right?
Well, I was going to ask someone
honestly not sure.
someone refresh my memory. Why, this was a long time ago, why did the name bathtub or bath salts get linked to that drug? Like Josh just asked, was there a legitimate way you could take Epsom salt and turn it into a dangerous drug? I don't remember.
I feel like you need to add something else, otherwise they wouldn't just sell it over the counter.
Well, no, of course you add
Yeah.
something
Oh,
else,
okay.
but I was wondering if actual bath salts like old people use on their asses and their feet,
All right.
if that was a major element in this drug, or was it just a nickname?
A nickname.
It was just a nickname.
According to Wikipedia, The name derives from an instance where the drugs were disguised as bath salts.
There you go.
They look like Epsom salts.
That's got to be 20 years ago, or is that the liquor talking?
I don't
gotta
think
be
it was that
I'd say
long
it's
ago.
more like 10.
Yeah,
10.
because like I said, my mom threw away my bath salts.
Let's go with 15. Let's find a happy meet.
2012.
So what is that?
That
That's
is-
15.
Yeah. I was a
14.
freshman.
My mom totally her pants when she found sleeping pills in my bedroom when I was in high school. She thought I was mixing sleeping
What
pills.
kind of sleeping pills did
Just
you have?
regular old sleeping pills.
Oh,
Were
like,
they-
like some Z-Quil or something
Yeah,
like that?
I think that's what it
Sequel.
was.
Oh, that stuff
no,
slaps.
No, I don't know what it was called. This was 1987, for Christ's sake. But
What's a
Something
Z-Quil?
similar. A Z-Quil?
if you
It's
got
like
to
Nike-
ask, you can't afford it.
I knew you'd get it. I knew it.
Darn.
I
was
thought
gonna
Dana
explain
might get
to
it,
you.
but I knew you'd get it.
I got it. Nick beat me to it.
I was surprised that you didn't know what that
If
was.
someone from the 80s who took sleeping pills texted me the name, I'm sure I would recognize it when I saw it. But, you should have seen my mother. She thought, well, this is it. He's a drug addict.
Yep.
When she found simple, ordinary sleeping pills in my bedroom. And she would not accept the honest answer, which was simply, I can't friggin' sleep!
I was going to ask you if you had them for that purpose.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Legitimately, you had
Oh,
'em.
yeah, I was never, I just mentioned not that long ago, I've never been into pills. I don't even like to take ibuprofen or whatever the hell you call it. I don't even like to do that. So, oh, yeah, she thought I was some junkie, running around jagging off in the neighborhood.
I suppose I'd wonder, right? I'd wonder if I found that in my kid's room and had no idea if there was.
You would, huh?
Well, first I wouldn't know what it was unless it was in a, its container. Well, even then, I guess I'd be trusting that's what it was.
I mean, she knew I was a teenage drinker. I didn't display any kind of weird I'm on pills type behavior, but, she jumped to a conclusion. Eventually, she got over it. I don't know if she ever accepted my answer, but she got over it.
My oldest, Cam,
God, that scared
was
me.
almost got in some trouble because, when you have a prescribed medication, you're supposed to, and you travel with it, you're supposed to have it in the container, right?
Yep.
So the cops will see, this is a prescribed medication. Well, he would keep it in a baggie in his wallet.
That's not sketchy at all.
Well, and that's the thing. His buddy got busted for shoplifting. I love this kid that he was with, but he was really, really stupid. He's got size 13 or 14 feet. So it's stuff they had to go back and try and find. So it was very memorable. He shoves them down his pants, walks out of a store at the Mall of America. Cops come, they talk to him, and as they're getting licenses from both boys, Cam's, pills fall out.
Oh, no.
And it kind of became a big deal trying to figure out if this was legit or not.
Yeah, I
Of
suppose.
course. Oh,
Oh, I bet he was panicking.
that sucks.
Some people from the 80s texted in. They remembered the name of this sleeping pill I was taking in high school. They were called Quaaludes.
Is that Mama's Little Helper, or is that that nickname, or is that something
Running
else?
for the shelter of her mother's. Maybe that's the most English the Rolling Stones ever sounded in any of their songs when they talk about mother's little helper. I don't know what that's. I think that's referred to. I think that is referring to speed.
Oh,
because
really?
that's how the mother
Valium.
gets. That's how mom gets through her day.
Valium sounds more right to me, but
yeah,
maybe
that's
it is
what it
speed.
is. It's Valium.
What song do the Stones sound the most English? I'm going Mother's Little Elpa or what's that slow one? She could never see the things she does. And the Vuvuzela goes,
There's a Vuvuzela in it?
yesterday, don't... Friggin' English.
And that's crazy that they used to just like pop Valium all day. Like, what, dude? Being a mom would rock. I mean, I already love it, of course.
Being
but,
a mom in the 60s
like,
ruled.
Popping some Valium,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Drinking all day. You got
martinis.
the vacuum salesman's coming over to fold you in half at noon. You're
Like what?
taking
That
pills.
just, I don't know. Those cool dresses they wore all the time.
Dude,
Valium, isn't that what kind of chills you out?
Yeah, they gave that. That's what I imagine you got as well, Josh, for LASIK.
Yeah, because that was one of those things where I just didn't care what happened to me. You could cut off my penis, I wouldn't have cared, and I was on that.
Cubby, Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, I like that.
You didn't know they had a Vuvuzela in Ruby Tuesday?
I've heard the song.
She could never find the where she was going. Yesterday don't matter anymore.
Do you think they play that at the restaurant
They
constantly?
have to on repeat, dude.
I was just thinking, I haven't seen one in so long. Have we officially said goodbye to Ruby Tuesdays? Are they still around?
There wasn't one sumbitch in that rock band who could sing, and they sold 418 billion records. What were we talking about? The restaurant?
Yeah.
Ruby
I don't know.
Tuesdays. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, no. Closed.
Oh, bankruptcy. I wonder what that's like.
They had a hell of a salad bar.
Yeah, they did. They were known for their salad bars and burgers, I guess.
All right. Well, lots
There's
of
one in
folks
Florida.
are. I'm sorry?
There's one in Florida.
I thought we were talking about the Rolling Stones.
It opens at 11.
If we leave now, we can get there.
Doesn't have great Yelp reviews.
Give me a place in Florida that does have great. I said the word during a stupid news report. Lots of folks are giving their soft, squishy parts some fresh air these days for varying reasons. Here's a guy in a place called Hurston County, Washington. He was on one of those motorcycles, and he's racing away from the local cops who were in hot, damned pursuit. And somehow, some damn way, this effing guy was able to remove his pants and shoes while piloting that motorbike down the highway. Now, I can understand how a guy could easily flip off his shows while riding a motorbike, unless they're tightly tied tennis shoes. I can see how he ditched his Crocs or whatever. But, Josh, how the hell did he get his slacks off of his ass while on a motorcycle?
Yeah, unless
And how did he get the beans above the franks?
unless it was like the 90s and there were those breakaway pants. I can't figure it out either.
Oh, I miss those pants. Those were awesome. And also, I love that Nick called them slacks.
I don't think I have the core strength to stand on one peg or whatever on a motorcycle.
How do you get any friggin' pants off of your ass while riding a motorcycle?
Oh, maybe he was sitting side saddle for a second.
Oh,
That must have been it.
had to be.
So the cops are chasing this toolbox. And as you might imagine, it was easy for them to follow the guy. They were chasing the trail of pants and shoes. Eventually, he jumps off his cute little motorcycle, and he runs like hell. They eventually found his stupid ass in his drawers with no shoes on, hiding under a tarp somewhere. Which I know makes for kind of an anticlimactic ending, but canine cops found the kid lying under a tarp.
Nice. I love when they get the dogs involved.
That's pretty funny that they just had to follow the trail of clothes
Right.
to this guy.
And even after he got off his cute little motorbike and started running, he was ditching personal items along the way. The cops also found his jacket. They found his backpack. Did this guy not understand that he was leaving a trail of evidence?
Panic set in.
It
Or
was-
maybe he was just so proud of being able to take his pants off on the back of a motorcycle, he just decided everything else is going pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think panic set in, and maybe he thought the more naked he got, the less visible he'd be. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Local cops haven't decided what kind of charges they're going to dump on this fool.
I found some gore underneath tarps when I've left them out over the winter.
Yeah.
Covering stuff up. Pretty nasty stuff. Animals go in there to die.
Oh, yeah. My wife found a dead bunny.
Yep, that's what mostly bunnies. And it looked like a Nine Inch Nails concert where what they show on the screen, because all it was left was a skeleton and then just like a pelt
Yeah,
underneath it. It melted right off.
She's still traumatized.
Oh, it melted off.
Oh, it's pretty gross.
But have you noticed that underneath the tarp that you use in the winter, have you noticed that that's where mice go to thrive?
Oh, yeah.
I've pulled the tarp back on the wood pile or the, what do you call that thing I put hot dogs on once in a while?
Grill?
The grill. I pulled the tarp off of the grill in the spring and found Mousetropolis, man. Even the tiny little babies are like writhing on the grate of my grill. Like,
Ugh.
I find a lot of spiders and spider webs in that grill of ours.
This dude went ahead and hid under a tarp. I'll tell you one of my favorite hiding stories. Guy I went to high school with. It's funny. We were just talking about him over the weekend. He stole his dad's car in the middle of the night He was like a 15-year-old kid because he wanted to go pick up some checks. Oh, man, this guy loved checks, Josh.
We've worked with a guy that loved checks.
Yeah, so he steals his dad's car in the middle of the night. He thinks mom and dad aren't going to wake up. And he goes out, picks up some checks. Mom and dad did wake up, and they called the cops. And the dad said, my car has been stolen. I know who took it. Dad knew. Dad said, my 15-year-old kid has taken my car. Find his ass. So this pal of mine drove to a park nearby, and he parked at the park. And he sees the police cars a-coming. Speaking of panic, he panics and he lays on his back underneath the car. And, again, 15-year-old kid, he thought for sure, the cops would show up, they'd put a flashlight in the vehicle, they'd see that he wasn't there, and they would search somewhere else for him and just leave the car there. No. 2 cop cars show up, 3, 4. They're all milling around, flashlights in the woods, flashlights in the car. Now they call his mom and dad. Yeah, we found the car. It's down here. Now mom and dad show up. All the while, he's lying on his back underneath this car, trying to decide, what do I do? Do I get out from under?
Yeah, come out at that point.
He considered it many times, just coming out from under the car and saying, oh, for God's sake, okay, you got me. Like an hour and a half goes by. He's still lying. It wasn't until the tow truck pulled the vehicle out, and there he was, lying underneath the...
Oh, I would have tried to hang on.
Yeah, exactly. Grab an axle or something.
At that point.
That's hilarious.
Couldn't conjure up the balls just to walk out, crawl out. He stayed there until the bitter end. Mom and dad got to watch their 15-year-old son slowly, what's the word I'm looking for, appear.
That's so embarrassing.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Yeah. All right. Nobody really thinks of Michigan when it comes to Mardi Gras, but regardless, there are a lot of hurt feelings at a ski resort up that way.
No one really thinks about Michigan in general, right?
Probably not.
No.
I mean, actually, that's a lie because I went there a couple years ago. Remember that, you guys?
I do not.
Yeah, for like a long weekend situation.
Yeah, didn't you go there to get high?
Yeah. But there's a bridge over there that you use.
They got a bridge?
to get to more of Michigan. It's called the Mackinac Bridge, and at the time it closed it down because this bridge always gets icy and dangerous and sketchy. And I still subscribe to their texting service. So, I mean, this was 3 years ago. Geez, actually more like 4 or 5. And I still get text messages weekly on the status of the bridge.
How's it doing?
I believe it's open right now. So if you guys are ever wondering whether or not the Mackinac Bridge is open, I got you covered.
Hey, look, I'm going to get back to you on this.
I'm going to text you 3 a.m. one morning asking you what the status is of the bridge.
I will know, Dana.
I'd like to go for recreation. I've been there a couple times just to drop folks off. I don't even want to say. Never mind.
No, you've
now
come
you
too
have
far.
to.
Well, I've volunteered as part of this program to take kids from Minnesota who wanted to be in the military to a military school they had out there. And so a couple times I went out there and just dropped the kid off, basically, and turned around and came back. I didn't have time to ever stay.
You drove all the way to Michigan?
Yeah, me and a cousin.
You did what?
Yeah.
With some random teenager in the car?
I was a military-age gentleman.
18 years old?
I figure if I can trust him to defend the country, I can trust him to take a very long drive to Michigan.
Well, I would hope that he was 18. That'd be crazy. He's 15. You're all right, have fun in the military.
We need all hands on deck.
Was accidentally a part of a scam. I don't think Nick's going to be okay.
Yeah, tell us about the time you were in human trafficking. God dang it, I was a human trafficker. I never.
Oh, no.
They were so convincing.
Sometimes the things that you say... You volunteered to drive somebody's kid to military camp in Michigan.
That's
and
correct.
You drop the kid off, and then you turn around and come back home.
You nailed it, yeah.
How long of a drive is that?
Boy, I don't remember. I was
It's 5 hours, I think.
early 20s.
Maybe less.
It was a long time ago.
Again, I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. These are the ideas that young people have when they don't drink.
That seemed like a nice thing to do.
I'll volunteer.
I probably would have volunteered for that, too, if I didn't drink.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a ski resort in Michigan. They call the joint Mount Bohemia. And there's a lot of hurt feelings because a complaint came in. Remember, this revolves around Mardi Gras. They have big Mardi Gras parties at Mount Bohemia. A complaint came in to the resort about the way they operate for Mardi Gras, and they've had to cancel pretty much everything. Mount Bohemia always hosted a Mardi Gras party. You know, some boobies, some beads. They just hosted one a few days ago, whenever Mardi Gras proper landed on the calendar. I'm not sure. It already happened, didn't it? Mardi Gras proper? No women were allowed to haul them out. There were no beads.
Stupid.
They even canceled a harmless enough gimmick where women wearing beads were allowed to ski for free on Mardi Gras proper. Shutting down all the fun. And the regulars are hot over this. Terrible angry. Some straight-laced character emailed the resort and threatened to sue them if they kept up with these Mardi Gras parties. And that scared them enough to put a lid on all the cool stuff. So you're going to like this. The flatliner who sent the electronic mail to the ski slope said in their message, they said, offering free skiing to women. Remember the beads thing? If women are wearing beads, they get to ski for free. Offering free skiing for women while still charging men full price would be a violation of civil rights. They called it discrimination based on sex.
I don't get it.
Fine.
People are ready to be upset about everything.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
I think for one weekend, I'd be okay if somebody got a discount.
Oh, yeah, I'm okay with that. So the resort decided to cancel everything after talking to a lawyer. The lawyer said, it ain't worth it. Which is sadly the truth these days. It ain't worth fighting it because your name's going to be put out there. People are instantly going to turn on you. They're not going to listen to your side of the story. They're just going to instantly proclaim you to be bad, sexist, whatever the word is.
Yeah.
If you remember, this is similar to a case that was set up out there in California a while back. A couple of J-Brones sued a nightclub. These were dudes. And apparently they won $7 million. I don't know. Maybe don't take my word for that. But they sued the nightclub based on a ladies' night promotion. In which women were admitted for free. We've all been to a ladies' night bar, have we not?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Women were allowed to get in for free, but men and those of a non-binary type of a situation had to pay.
Same thing happened here locally. We're not allowed to have ladies' nights anymore.
Oh, God forbid.
Is that why?
We can't just have this thing.
I don't understand.
Every Wednesday in college, Sally's ladies' night at the U of M campus was just the most glorious night of the week. Wednesdays were better than Saturdays and Fridays in college because of Sally's ladies' nights, and it all came crashing down because some dudes complained and said, well, it's not fair that they get cheaper drinks than me.
Couldn't they just have a oversensitive, a little bit of a douchebag night where guys like that can go
even
in
it out.
Seriously.
and then the rest of us pay?
Why isn't there a dude's night?
That is ridiculous. We can't walk around at night after a certain time without feeling like we're in danger. Let us have a ladies' night. And you'll probably get laid. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the amount
You're
of...
probably going to come away from it getting laid.
You know how it is.
Cheap drinks.
Most guys hate going to a place where there's tons of women.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, ladies' night at Sally's was like the only time where the ratio was more women than dudes. It was wonderful. And it all got taken away from us.
I totally forgot that. We aren't allowed to have ladies' nights anywhere here in town. Ain't that something?
Maybe they should put photos of the people who lead these movements up on the wall so, you can thank them.
Yeah.
See them in there as we're all paying the same price.
By the way, Josh, that has a very catchy ring to it. You came up with Oversensitive Douche Night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Catchy. Oh, all right. I'll tell you right now, I love those godforsaken Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, yeah.
They should sell them all year round, or do they already?
No, they don't, but I agree. The new ones they have this year are very good, too.
Here are the smartest Girl Scouts in the business. They set up shop, smooth out front a marijuana store. What do you call it? A dispensary?
That's brilliant.
They set up out front of a dispensary.
That's cute.
This happened out in New Jersey, don't you know? The story tells me that the idea, somebody came up with this idea last year. Some Girl Scout gang. The idea got squashed then, but this year, whoever's in charge of the Girl Scouts in New Jersey let them go ahead and sell cookies to potheads. And to nobody's surprise, they made a friggin' fortune off of all those dirty drug addicts. But, of course, this has made some people upset, so nobody's sure if the Girl Scouts of New Jersey will be allowed to pull this gimmick off ever again. The dangerous drug addicts who run the drug dispensaries that hosted the Girl Scouts said they friggin' loved it, and it helped their pot sales like a bastard. One of the drug addict pot store owners was asked why the Girl Scout cookie gimmick worked so well, and he said, "You get high, you get the munchies. What are you, new?"
Hell yeah.
Says here, recreational dope became legal in New Jersey 4 years ago. As I said earlier, some folks in town thought this was a brilliant marketing move by the Girl Scouts, and I think we'd all agree with that. Others thought it was wrong to have little kids milling around with folks who are hooked on drugs.
Oh, my gosh.
Back in the year 2018, a Girl Scout club in San Diego tried selling their cookies out front of a pot shop, and everyone wet their pants. It became a bad thing. Drug addicts like cookies, too. I'm not trying to take any cookies away from the dangerous drug
No,
addicts.
everybody deserves to have
Yeah.
Girl Scout cookies.
Jesus, I was telling Josh before we went on the air, you guys know my routine. When I get home, I throw myself into bed violently.
Yeah.
I pile up food meant for a fourth grader on my chest, about 2.5 feet tall, and I windmill it into my yap until I fall disgustingly unconscious. The last thing I ate yesterday was 5-6 Girl Scout cookies with some chocolate all over the damn things. Mm-hmm. And I fell into such a deep sleep, I drooled chocolate all over my pillowcase.
Yuck,
Oh, it was
dude.
so terrible when I woke up. Oh, what happened here? Did the dog have diarrhea on my pillow right next to my mouth as I was No, I drooled out all of the Girl Scout cookies that I just ate.
That's the only time
I'm just a big dumb animal, Josh.
if I nap, like, it's hardcore, right? And you know, it's not as long as you guys do, but I'm just out, and I wake up, and sometimes that's when the naps are when I.
Yeah.
But yesterday, one of my dogs, I was napping with him. I've never seen so much drool in my life. He woke up and looked at me like, "Where are we, and how did we get here?" And it was just covered in it. It was disgusting. I saved some for you guys.
By the way, there are a few people in our listening audience who didn't catch on to my sarcasm when I was calling marijuana smokers dirty, disgusting, illegal drug addicts.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a horn here. It's the sarcasm horn, but I got what I wanted. That's the reaction I was looking for. There are people. I'm telling you, if I would have went to Hollywood when I was 18, I would have been the biggest actor in the world. Name me a big actor.
Brad
George
Pitt.
Clooney.
Adam Sandler.
Exactly.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Off the football field, you're known for your love of candy. Mount Rushmore of top candies.
Oh, that's tough. Sour Patch Kids gotta be up there. Gotta go with the Skittles. Purple bag. If I did have to put chocolate in there, obviously Twix. Snickers gotta be in. I'm more of a chocolate and caramel type of guy, so I gotta have that mix into there. You know what I'm saying?
That was current NFL trade bait Justin Jefferson talking about his top 5 favorite candies, the Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, yep.
He likes candy.
He sure does.
Chomps it up. Hey, you mentioned Twix in there. I don't care what it is. I'll I'll eat it if it's candy. We were talking about Girl Scout cookies. Cheesehead for life, Jesus texted, and he says that he could be our Girl Scout cookie hookup. His wife is a troop leader with a nice ass hanging off of her, he says. And his daughter peddles cookies. They got a basement stack full of them right now.
Pedals cookies.
Yeah.
They're high tech now. We have a Girl Scout in the neighborhood, and she just left a little one of those door hangers, and then you scan a code, and you can order it right online.
Smart.
Yeah, that is smart, but she's not working for it.
Yeah, I stopped and got some, there were some kids that were on the side of the road, and they were really putting in work. They had, like, little homemade signs. They were jumping around. Thought, all right, we'll go buy some. And they're almost gone already. That was a couple days ago.
Oh, God. Randy Shaver's going to join us in a half hour. I think Brad Ryder, too. The Pigs are at home tonight to play Utah. I'm sure a lot of folks are excited, though. They got these new fellers on the roster. Pigs are playing at home tonight. The Wolves are involved in one of the dumbest things that's ever happened later on tonight. We'll tell you all about that at 7:30. Don't go anywhere. Josh has some more news for you in a minute.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today, 763-571-2410, or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
And again, the victim indicates in the Form 4 that she is in fear for her life because of Mr. Rodriguez's alleged behaviors.
A Phoenix man is accused of going full First Book of Samuel, Chapter 17 on his wife, stalking her and peppering her high-rise apartment with slingshot-fired stones, like he was David slaying that big bastard Goliath.
That's hilarious.
Dude, it's really old school. Slingshotting rocks at his ex-girlfriend's house?
Yeah.
Dennis the Menace is all grown up.
44-year-old Jamie Rodriguez used a slingshot to break 20 windows at a luxury condo complex in Scottsdale, causing about $97,000 in damages. He had a lot of stones.
Lick me down.
Investigators believe the attacks focused on a specific target. The ex-wife's boyfriend is who he was mad at. Between May 15th, 2025 and January 11th, 2026, residents experienced a steady pattern of incidents. In 21 of those, a rock shattered a window or someone reported hearing a rock striking the building. But the harassment didn't stop with the broken glass. Rodriguez called Bank of America more than 1,700 times, potentially trying to track his ex-wife's spending and locations. At one point, the victim's father discovered an Apple AirTag hidden under the hood of her car. In January, detectives began watching Rodriguez more closely. They placed a GPS tracker on his vehicle and started surveillance. That surveillance soon led to a critical moment. Detectives watched Rodriguez hop a wall and move onto a patio just a stone's throw away across from the complex. Moments later, he enacted Operation Bible Passage, using a slingshot to slay a large Goliath of an apartment building across the street. Rodriguez was taken into custody as he got into his car, and investigators later found 2 slingshots in the area where he had been seen. He's expected in court later this month.
So you hand that peckerhead a slingshot, and he's a regular Frederick Zoller, huh?
Goes for it.
I wonder how he attained that skill. Did he grow up in the woods or something, killing squirrels?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't necessarily have to be very good at it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just shooting at an apartment building. But Did a lot of damage. Again, almost $100,000 in damages.
My God.
He was committed. It was a day of routine banking transactions at a New Mexico credit union until things went Old Testament. A 26-year-old was arrested following a brief standoff, which prompted a sizable police presence, an evacuation of a bank, and an apparent appearance by the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. 26-year-old Nathaniel Way was taken into custody after barricading himself in a credit union. Officers with the Albuquerque Police Department responded, shutting down streets while SWAT and K-9 units converged. A criminal complaint states Way had been at a local mall earlier, throwing rocks at a nearby business and pacing back and forth like a man workshopping a very bad idea. Police say he then taught a woman a painful lesson about the dangers of smoking when he snuck up on her in a parking lot while she was smoking a cigarette and punched her in the face before taking her purse and fleeing.
You gotta be kidding me.
Way later entered the credit union and barricaded himself inside, leading to the standoff. After being taken into custody, he yelled profanities and spat at an officer.
What?
Then, when officers attempted to identify him, Way claimed his name was Jesus Christ. You may be thinking, no way he claimed to be the Son of God, but Yahweh sure did. Way was also booked on outstanding warrants related to criminal damage to property and criminal trespass from last year.
Gal was outside getting a breath of fresh air, and he punched her right in the mush.
Yep.
This is probably old school, or that's not the term I'm looking for. Forget the word school. This is probably old news to those of you who follow wrestling much, much closer than I do these days. But has anyone seen Jesus wrestling on the independent circuit?
I have not, no.
A friend of mine showed me a video over the weekend. Josh, did you know that Jesus was wrestling on the indie circuit?
No, is it like dressed up like Jesus and everything?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
And he can choke slam a sumbitch from across the room without even making contact with him. Jesus, he chokes the air, and the guy on the other side of the room, he feels it, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then Jesus raises his hand up. The guy at the other end of the room goes up in the air, slammed. I watched him force a man to climb the ropes and kind of swanton bomb himself, right? Just by motioning. I don't know how he can be beat.
That's an incredible gimmick.
I think he's going to win every match, obviously.
Maybe after we get off the air, I'll try to find these videos for you. I did not know that Jesus Christ was, playing some of the smaller wrestling venues around America. But, I don't know how anyone's going to.
Well, even when you think you beat him.
Even in a no DQ match, I don't see how.
He's coming back in a handful of days.
The ability to come back, of course, he has that on his resume.
A Florida man was arrested last week after shoplifting from a gas station and announcing to deputies that he was God, right before making a hasty pilgrimage from the premises. According to reports, the freshly minted 18-year-old wandered into a 7-Eleven Wednesday while stoned to the gills on mushrooms. Completely ignoring the 8th commandment, the teen did steal, and he reached behind the counter and liberated 2 packs of cigarettes. Employees called the sheriff's office to report the disappearing smokes, and when deputies arrived, they found the teen still lingering out in front of the store. When they approached him, he declared, "I'm God, and I'm leaving here in 2 seconds." And true to his word, the proclamation proved prophetic. God took off running. Unfortunately for him, the Polk County Sheriff's Office proved quicker on the draw. They caught up with him and placed him under arrest. When he arrived at jail, they reported a bag of meth had been tucked into his right sock. During processing, the bag reportedly slipped out, at which point he attempted to hide it, an effort that did not go especially well.
God puts on a pair of socks every day just like the rest of us.
On the day of his arrest, he was only minutes into his 18th birthday, meaning his birthday gift will be tougher charges than he would have faced about an hour earlier.
Yeah, that blows.
You got to get that out of your system before the 18th.
I had a totally different approach on my 18th birthday. Totally different approach. But, everyone's different.
Here's a convenience store fun fact, staying in the 7-Eleven realm here. 1 out of every 9 Americans has worked at a convenience store.
Oh, I'm one of them.
1 out of every 9. I never did. Anybody else?
No, not me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I had a good time.
And to complete today's Holy Trinity plus 1 of religion-adjacent stories this morning, we go to Largo, Florida, where a man says he received a heavenly assignment and decided a carpentry tool was the right approach for the job. 55-year-old Brian Rye told police his father, referring to God, told him to kill a pedophile.
Oh, boy.
Well,
So he walked over to his 84-year-old neighbor's home with a cayenne pepper mixture, and a metal hammer. He flung the pepper potion into the man's face to blind him, then followed up with some hammer-based hospitality, leaving the victim with significant injuries, just as the Almighty would have wanted.
and he verified that this guy is a pedophile?
I think that's a long
just
shot,
wait.
Ashley. Long shot.
Just wait. The 84-year-old was taken to the hospital. After police arrived, Rye went right to confession, admitting he did hit the man with the hammer and tried to kill him. Most folks wouldn't be too brokenhearted if a pedophile gets what's coming to him, but vigilante justice isn't advised, nor is faulty fact-finding. Rye and the victim weren't just neighbors, they were strangers. And it turns out Rye didn't know anything about the man at all, which makes this less righteous retribution and more subpar sleuthing. Turns out the justice system frowns on freelance hammer work. He's going to be in jail for a while. He was charged with attempted first-degree murder, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and causing great bodily harm, and a buttload of other charges.
Yeah, I thought maybe. I mean, if you're walking around town with a bucket of cayenne pepper in one hand and a hammer in the other, that doesn't exactly scream, I just did some thorough research.
That's true.
Yeah, he didn't do any research on
And how's the old man doing that he clubbed? He's dead?
No, he survived.
Oh,
He's
God.
banged
That's
up,
good.
obviously. A Missouri woman found herself in jail on a burglary charge after authorities say she entered a home naked, conducted an enthusiastic cereal distribution program across the floor and stove, and then paused to pet the family dog, all while the homeowner was outside doing yard work, unaware of the breakfast-based break-in.
She did what on the floor?
She spilled a bunch of cereal.
Oh.
The incident unfolded last Tuesday at a home in Springfield. According to investigators, a witness told police he smelled something burning and went downstairs to investigate. Then he found Tara Smith calmly petting the dog while eating some Fruity Pebbles.
Schmoop.
Oh, wonderful.
Authorities say the cereal had been scattered with impressive enthusiasm, landing across the floor and onto the stove as well. The mysterious burning smell turned out to be the smoldering remains of scorched cereal, but nowhere near as scorched as John Cena got when The Rock roasted him with a cereal joke about his colorful outfit.
Come out here with your bright-ass purple shirt, and before that, your bright green shirt, before that, your bright orange shirt. You run around here looking like a big fat bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
The 23-year-old was found without pants, shoes, or socks, wearing only a jacket, but that jacket was tied around her waist. Police said she appeared to be under the influence, took several minutes to state her name, and used made-up words while giggling. When questioned sober the next day, she told officers she thought the house was some sort of county fair and knocked before entering when she heard sounds inside. She admitted smoking marijuana beforehand and claimed the stove was already on.
She thought that a house was a county fair?
The fairs there must suck in Missouri, if that confused her.
Yeah.
And all she did was smoke some grass?
That's what she claims. I mean, that's coming from her.
In that weed.
A county fair. F me running. I never heard that one.
A peaceful evening stroll through a public park in Georgia took a suddenly splashy turn. A man shoved two kids riding bicycles straight into a fountain. And then, apparently satisfied with his aquatic assault, he wandered off to enjoy a concert until police arrived to provide a rather different kind of entertainment.
Okay, that's kind of funny, right? Just pushing a couple of kids into a water fountain and then walking away.
Absolutely.
Who's with me on that?
I'm 100% with you.
There's something to that.
Mm-hmm.
The encounter, captured on video, appears to show a man walking along a path as the boys ride their bikes. As the first rider passes, the man gets huffy and shoves the kid on his bike into the fountain. Moments later, he bumps the second rider, sending the boy tumbling toward the fountain on the other side of the sidewalk, where the kid nearly strikes his head on a ledge. It appears unprovoked, and police were not amused. Pushing kids off bicycles is not only unacceptable, it's also a quick way to meet our officers, a press release said.
Oh, loosen up.
If the man happens to be your neighbor, you may want to use caution. After identifying the man as the suspect, officers later learned he was attending a concert, so police did what police do. They went to the show, found him, and escorted him outside, where they told him he was under arrest. "What for?" the man asked. For assaulting juveniles, an officer responded. We have it on video.
For being hilarious.
The man claims the bicyclist, quote, ran right at me. But with clear video showing the man's actions, it was a bike argument he wasn't going to schwinn.
So you're under arrest for assaulting juveniles. We have it on camera. Well, sir, we watched the video. Well, you can tell that to the judge.
As you heard, the officers rejected his explanation for bitch-slapping the bicyclist, which resulted in a trek to jail.
Well, ain't that something?
Yeah, they weren't having that. It's tough when it's on video to lie your way out of something.
For what?
Ashley, is it
Yeah.
cool when your kid is old enough to ride a bicycle? Can I show up out of nowhere, shove that little prick into a pond?
Sure, he probably will deserve it. It'll build character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, good bonding moment between the two of you.
It's the thought of you just
Yeah.
coming up out of nowhere. It's a random sunny day.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's a hey, Nick. Well,
Eat fountain.
Just drop kicks him into the fountain.
Builds character, she said.
A drunk Kentucky man crashed his car into a restaurant and then attempted the Irish goodbye, saying nothing before walking away like he didn't just drive into the side of the building, tear off the front of his car, or slam into a table where a pregnant woman was sitting. 29-year-old Alexis Calavio crashed into a ramen restaurant, nearly squishing a pregnant woman sharing one of the world's best soups with her unborn plus one. After the crash, he got out of the car and started walking away from the ramen restaurant.
There he goes.
But he couldn't noodle his way out of trouble. As a matter of fact, cops caught him quite quickly. But when they tried to stop him, he unwisely said, "I'm going to kill you," which didn't help his case. Officers smelled a strong odor of alcohol on him. He slurred his words as he continued threatening them. When police searched his car, they found an open beer bottle. The owners of the restaurant confirmed no staff or patrons were harmed, luckily. The crash did destroy the side of their building, however, and the business has to remain closed for repairs.
Wow, sucks.
Yeah, no good for them, but luckily nobody got hurt. That kid was hammered. John Hamm, who we hear is quite the hog, is 55 today.
Good for him.
Hog?
He's got quite the hog, yes.
Oh, God.
Sharon Stone is 68. And the quickest way to a man's heart is with this birthday boy's fist. Chuck Norris, who doesn't wear ties because he only wears wins, once bowled a perfect game with a marble, never takes showers but does take blood baths, and is the only man to know Victoria's Secret, turns 86 today. And millennial steel-cut Jesus said today's his Friday all the way until the 23rd, so he wants dumbass welder Jesus to, quote, kiss his ass. And that's 93X News.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder on the Half-Ass Morning Show.
Oh, sure. We got company coming at us from all angles here. Let's begin with live human beings in studio. World-class entertainer C. Willi, fresh off an airplane from Arizona. Myles is here today. Hello, C. Willi. Oh, we got live microphones? Good morning. We got a microphone working for C. Willi.
Sure do.
He said it's not necessarily nice to be back in town, but it's nice to be here. So that tells me, C. Willi, that this is your favorite place.
Without a doubt.
Not necessarily happy to be back because you're coming from, 85 degrees?
Exactly.
But you're happy to be here. That means a lot to us.
Absolutely. And quit laughing, Shaver. It's a true story.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder are also on the telephone line. Gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Randy Shaver, you just got back
why
from
why is Brad here?
Brad's busy the rest of the week.
It's Wednesday today, Randy. Don't you know that?
No, it's not. It's Tuesday.
Your dementia's sitting in again.
Oh, come on now.
Why don't we just let's just put Brad on hold and we'll get to the bottom of this. I guess I should have made some kind of a special announcement. Usually Brad joins us on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but something happened. He's here today. We got to take a vote on whether or not we want him to stay real quick.
Straw poll?
No.
No vote.
Like, no, I'm out of bed.
Randy, you're back from a warm weather climate.
I am.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But it ain't so bad. What are we?
No, it's not so bad. Yesterday was okay.
Yeah.
The weather looks like it's going to get a little worse, but that's okay.
It isn't. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It is okay.
Why do people say that?
It's March.
Wait, that's the problem. Your winter lasts so long. You people just baby it. Like, get out of here.
That makes a difference.
Do we milk it a little bit?
Yeah.
We baby it.
You baby it. As soon as you get a little nice day, but tomorrow's supposed to be a little chilly, but it's all right. No, it isn't.
People tend to exaggerate when the weather's going to get bad too. I talked to 3 people yesterday, and they all said it was going to snow varying amounts this weekend. Somebody actually said, we're supposed to get 2 to 3 inches. By the end of the story, we're going to get like 9 inches. I'm like, wait a second here. We're not getting 9 inches of snow this weekend.
Absolutely. There have been people that with this. I've said this so many times on my show. This is the only state that lives by the 15-day forecast. People will look at their phone and look at the weather forecast and be like, next Thursday is supposed to be 61. But what if we don't make it?
In other parts of the country.
What if we don't? Where are we at now?
Did they argue about weather elsewhere? You travel, okay, because it happens here, certainly.
No.
People will argue about, no, it's not going to be this way, or it's going to be this way, that kind of thing.
I was in the middle of Montana. Them people's like, this weather sucks. Like, nobody says, by the, come next week, we're supposed to be down to, up in the 30s, high 30s. No.
We've been mentally tortured our entire lives. I'm one of those. I'll look 12 days into the future.
Yeah.
It's awfully presumptuous of us, as Josh, as the point you made, C. Willie. It's awfully presumptuous of any of us to think that we're going to be here in 12 days.
Right.
But we do it anyway. All right. Happy to have everybody in the building or on the telephone. I'm going to go ahead and call this the dumbest game in NBA history. Tonight will be taking place. The dumbest game in NBA history. Timberwolves at Lakers tonight, starting at 10:15 local time.
Wow.
We've hit a new low. Yeah.
10:15?
Yeah.
Who are they playing?
The Los Angeles Lakers on the road.
Oh, yeah. I said they out west.
Yeah.
8:15 there.
I don't know who we have to thank for this, the NBA, the television network. I don't know.
It's on Peacock, that's why.
But this is the dumbest scheduled game that the National Basketball Association has ever come up with.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's just, it's a damn shame that we've... It's a damn shame.
Well, you know what? In 2 years, we won't have to worry about this.
I hope you're right.
We'll be in the Eastern Conference, and we won't be going west as much, and it won't be as brutal. So,
I hope you're right, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. It's okay if a game isn't on television. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who the hell's going to be watching at 10:15 tonight?
Well, I might be. I might watch a little bit of it. I mean, it is such a big game. The Wolves and the Lakers are basically tied.
Yeah. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, I won't see a minute of it. I'm sorry to tell you this. The NBA has upped and canceled the Atlanta Hawks Magic City event.
Boo.
Wow.
That we were talking about a couple weeks ago, where the Hawks were going to pay tribute to one of the most beloved businesses in town, Magic City Topless nightclub.
That place was even referenced in Family Guy this week.
Oh, was it? I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, one of the episodes, Meg and Brian are on a road trip, and they talk about stopping at Magic City in Atlanta.
Have you been there, C. Willie? Magic City.
I've driven by it a couple of times, but actually I went there to pick up a buddy of mine.
Uh-oh.
And that's what he said. He said,
A buddy of yours.
I was like, nah, dude, I'm not.
You never went inside?
Never went inside.
Long line?
No.
Were they out of wings?
Couldn't find a place to park?
That was what? That's a true story. There was nowhere to park. I said, dude, I will come pick you up, and then because I was staying at a hotel down the street, not too far. But no, I didn't. I've never.
What'd you do? Circle the block?
I pulled up like a professional Uber.
Don't circle the block, or the cops are going to think.
Exactly.
Here's a guy looking for a BJ.
He's hunting.
Yeah, you don't do that in the ATL. You don't circle blocks, man. You pull up, put your blinkers on.
What kind of shape was your buddy in when you picked him up from Magic City?
He was in good shape. I think he was there with a couple of his other friends, and because that's not really his hangout.
Okay,
that's not his game.
You know,
too old.
That And he was a PK, he was a preacher's kid too, and he was not like, let's say he's not clean, but he ain't dirty.
All right,
that's what we call him.
Nobody's completely spotless clean.
Oh, without a doubt, no.
But he's less than dirty.
Yeah, he has a closet. But
this is a damn shame. I was really looking forward to this gimmick. If this is new to you, Magic City, topless joint there in Atlanta, is world-renowned, and as we talked about a couple weeks ago, people of all ages in Atlanta just love this place.
Right.
They ignore the fact that it's dirty or whatever the word you might want to use is, because the overwhelming opinion is that it's a solid business that creates a lot of jobs, especially for young people in Atlanta. So it's a very well-respected joint, especially considering it's a topless bar. The Hawks are well aware of this. I mean, they're probably two of the biggest money makers in town. So they wanted to have this special gimmick night where, I think all it would be some signage. They were going to serve the famous wings,
lemon pepper,
at the ball game. There
I
weren't
think
going to be any naked women.
They were tying it into the fact they were playing Orlando too. They were playing the Magic that night.
Orlando also has a Magic City?
No, they were playing the Orlando Magic.
Now I get it.
Night.
Anyway,
Magic.
The NBA has canceled this, and I'm sure none of us are surprised. The NBA said they had significant concerns about the gimmick, which goes to show you, something we all already know. Sometimes when something appears to be too good to be true, that's because it is.
Yes.
But I can only imagine the fun that folks would have on Magic City night at the Hawks game. I remember how impressed my friends were the first time I had a girlfriend that would pick me up from the strip joint after I was done. We were young, and my buddies, wait a minute, what? She'll actually come pick you up from the strip? Yeah. You guys ever have a girlfriend that would pick you up after spending $600-800 at the strip joint?
I've never spent $600 or $800 at a strip club. So.
Forget about the specifics, Dana.
No, I've never been a really big strip club guy, so I've never been needed a ride home from a strip club.
Oh, man.
I thought Daniel was going to say, I've never been in that kind of a relationship.
It's silly now to think about it, Josh, but when you were a younger guy, some of your friends might be impressed by that.
When we did one of the Halloween costume contests, maybe back when it was Sheik's. Is Sheik still around?
Yeah, as far as I know, yes.
Did I sound convincing? When I asked that
Josh
question?
asking.
Right,
yeah,
really.
I
Did
think
I pull it off?
I think it has a different name. It's Downtown Cabaret.
Last weekend.
Oh, is that what it is now?
The last time I heard, Sheik's was Downtown Cabaret. But anyway, I remember we had some Halloween costume contests there, yes.
And I dressed up as a stormtrooper.
Very believable.
And I couldn't drive with the outfit on, right? So my wife drove me to and from, and she brought at the time, our very young kids who still bring that up. The time they had to get up early and at 4 in the morning drive me to a strip club when I was dressed as a stormtrooper. They grew up in a weird way.
Yeah.
Well, you and your wife are pretty clean cut. You didn't tell them that that's what you were doing. You told them
They found out later. My wife told them. Yeah.
What's the therapy bill these days?
Josh made for an excellent stormtrooper until he had to take a piss.
I never even considered it. That was impossible to take that. I had to basically get naked to take a urination break.
As a stormtrooper getting naked in here.
And like a stormtrooper, I couldn't hit my target. I got it.
All over.
Oh, it was a mess.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, man, we saw some things in those early days. That was the early days of this program. Because we've had such a long relationship with Rick's Cabaret, Toys for Tots, everything else we've done with Rick's Cabaret. In the early days, we worked with Sheik's a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. That's where I think the first Toys for Tatas was, maybe.
I think you're right, but that's 26, 7, 8
and then
years ago.
Then we moved it over to Rick's.
We saw a girl dressed as, there was a gal dressed as Freddy Krueger at our Halloween costume contest. I would have killed any of you if you would have stood in my way. between me and this gal. Remember the gal dressed as Freddy Krueger?
Yeah. She's tough to forget.
Who was the Halloween character that got up on stage, a lady, for our costume contest, and what was she dressed as? She bailed and basically broke her nose on the side of the stage.
I was going to ask if that's what it was. Was she like a fairy or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I still have the lady Freddy Krueger, Fredette. She was incredible.
I still have secondhand embarrassment for that poor gal. I felt so bad for her.
Yeah,
on stage in front of a bunch of people, I mean, she biffed hard.
A couple too many cold ones before she got up on stage. A little liquid courage. All right, here's something that's made my stomach sick. The reigning current phony NBA MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he scored 20 points last night. The Thunders played the Denver Nuggets. And the fact that he scored 20, he upped and tied Wilt Chamberlain's record for consecutive games with 20 points or more. That's what foul hunting will get you in today's National Basketball Association. Ugh.
I think it's an amazing record by SGA to do this. 126 games consecutive, 20 points or more. When Chamberlain was playing in the 60s, he was such a dominant player that nobody could stop him. I mean, he was just heads and shoulders above everybody. As far as a basketball player in the paint, nobody could stop him. So getting 20 points for him was fairly easy. In this day and age of the NBA, yes, you've got the three-point shot. I get it.
Yes, you have constant free throws.
Yeah, but
you're not going to call 20 points in today's NBA difficult, are you? Because I'll lose my mind.
I will if you're going to say, can you do it 126 consecutive times? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the point you made kind of worked against you with three-point shots being so prominent and with referees blowing their whistle every time someone has their feelings hurt. I think it's easier than ever to score 20 points.
I would say
I think it's an accomplishment because he stayed healthy in every game he played in.
Well, no one's allowed to touch him.
Well, the fact that he's the only guy to get close to Wilt's record shows that it's a pretty big accomplishment.
Shut up.
I mean,
stop making sense, man.
Right. No one asked you.
All right, I just cannot stand the way that guy plays basketball. The Pigs are at home to play Utah tonight.
Again.
They're playing Utah again. Televised on Hula. Does that work for you?
Hulu.
You guys, do you have that? Are you able to dial that in?
I dropped it not too long ago.
I got it. You guys all come over to my house.
I got it.
10:30 start tonight against
my gosh.
I'm kidding. They're at home.
Shaver, I'll watch some of that in a few minutes.
I'll be up anyway.
Pigs, Utah. Lots of fun going on over there at Man Bear Pig headquarters these days.
Yeah. Some new faces.
All that stuff going on. So, the boys' Class AA final hockey game last Saturday night in St. Paul drew more live human beings to the rink to see the game than all 11 NHL games played on that same night.
I love these stats.
Very cool.
So, 19,648 folks were at the game between Moorhead High School and Minnetonka High School, with 18,000 of them rooting for Moorhead.
You're not wrong.
The following NHL clubs couldn't match that number for their Saturday night home games as far as attendance goes. The Boston Bruins, New Jersey Devils, Buffalo Sabres, Pittsburgh Penguins, Toronto Maple Leafs. The most nondescript team in all of sports, the Columbus Blue Jackets, couldn't draw that number.
What?
The Winnipeg Jets, the Los Angeles Kings, the Calgary Flames, the San Jose Sharks, and the totally unnecessary Seattle Kraken. None of them put as many asses in the seats as the high school hockey crowd we had here in town.
I would argue
that. How many of them have arenas that big?
Shut up. That's twice now where common sense has ruined the vibe of the program.
For one person.
I would know.
Also say, Nick, that it's probably not that Saturday night. You could probably look at the entire month of March or February and argue that that's going to be one of the largest crowds for hockey.
So, Brad, you're not impressed or you are impressed?
No, I am impressed to a degree, but if they don't have an arena that seats as many as ours does, then they can't match it even if they're sold out. So I just want to know how many of those arenas actually can
never entered my mind.
Capacity.
That idea never entered my mind. Imagine how much more we'd love hockey around these parts if our professional men's team could keep from wetting their pants in the opening round of the playoffs.
That'd be exciting.
We'd have to add a few more thousand seats to the arena.
Well, this is going to be the year, I think.
This is going to be the year?
Yep, I do. This is going to be the year. I mean,
is hockey still going on right now?
See, Willi Myles wants to know if hockey is still going on.
It is,
yes,
yeah.
it is.
Okay.
I would also argue, and I think, Nick, you would agree, that the playoff format in the NHL needs to change too.
What is the current playoff format?
Well, the format is that you got to play inside your division. That sucks.
I always like that.
So the Wild are going to end up with the third best record in the West,
Yeah.
and they're going to have to go on the road and play and not have home ice advantage A, and then B, they're going to have to play the second best team in the first round.
Okay, see, it used to make sense because
Well,
that's
I mean,
what.
Why can't it just be 1 through 8?
Didn't they do that for a while? Then they went back to that.
They did.
Right.
Sure
okay.
They did it for a long time.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They did it for a long time. Yeah, you're right about that because that's how we got like the San Jose Sharks beating the Red Wings 8-1. That was like 93 or 94.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I agree with you now that I'm thinking about it because when I was a kid, it made sense to start with your division because that's what made for vicious rivalries. The North Stars played the Blackhawks, Blues, Red Wings, or Maple Leafs. Maybe skip the Maple Leafs. Blackhawks, Blues, or Red Wings in the opening round of every playoff.
Yes.
And then, of course, had to face another one of those divisional rivals in the
Just to
second
get out
round of
of
the
there.
playoffs.
Yes.
You wouldn't face a team from out west until you got to the conference finals. Now, it made sense then because there were only 22 teams, and people are going to say, didn't you cover this yesterday? Yes. There were only 22 teams in the league at the time. Now the league is so big, it's almost impossible, even with this current setup, to develop those rivalries. Too many teams.
Yes.
So you're right.
Yeah.
I'd be fine if they went to the 1 through 8 seeding type thing.
It would certainly help the Wild's chances in the first round.
They're lined up to play who right now in the first round?
Dallas.
Okay.
I mean, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It used to make sense. It doesn't anymore. Oh, what is this? This is funny. Jesus was a carpenter. Jesus texted in. Hey, what's wrong with the Blue Jackets? Nothing, but we decided many months ago that, and you have to agree with this, that is the most nondescript team in all of professional sports.
Name one thing about them.
Right.
Where they play, players who have played there, their mascot, anything. You can't do it.
Where are they?
Yeah, we
They
had
play
this.
in Columbus.
Oh,
We had
Ohio
this.
or
I'm trying to come up with. we used a couple of other ball clubs that maybe came close. Maybe like the, I don't know, the Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
Give me a baseball team.
The Diamondbacks, maybe?
Okay,
Yeah, they won a World
They've won a World
Series.
Series. There's
The Nationals?
No, they just won a World Series a few years ago.
They did?
Had some great players, Bryce Harper, things
Yeah.
like. But anyway, that's why we make fun of the Blue Jackets. We consider them the most nondescript team in all professional sports. What is this now? People are chiming in about the attendance, comparing the high school hockey attendance to NHL games. Yeah, anyway. All right, there's lots of football stuff going on.
Tons of football.
Players being signed up to do this and that. Players being hired by other teams. Wide receiver Jalen Naylor is out of here. He's up and agreed to a job. He's going to take a job with the Las Vegas Raiders. They're going to pay the guy $35 million over the next 3 years, and $23 million of that is fully guaranteed. You don't like that idea.
That's just astounding to me. I mean, he's a good player, but man, if that's the going rate for a third-string wide receiver in the NFL, man, that's crazy.
It says here there was no way the Vikings were going to be able to compete with any team willing to offer that much money. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Well, the Vikings, look how much they've had to cut in the last month just to get under the salary cap. They were in such bad shape financially.
Punter here for the Minnesota Vikings, Ryan Wright. He's been here for a couple, 3 seasons. He's leaving town. He's taking a job with the New Orleans Saints. Now, I'm a special teams fan, as you know. I'd rather watch a kicker knock down a 58-yarder than watch some diva dick wide receiver pose for the camera again just because he caught a 6-yard throw. I'm a special teams guy. So I'm happy that punters are now making real money. A dude that's going to punt footballs for the New York Giants next season. Everyone's talking about this, so it must be a big deal. I'm not the kind of guy that follows salaries at all, but everyone's talking about this punter who signed up to play for the New York Giants. He's going to make a little over $4 million a year. Jordan Stout is the kid's name. So if Jordan Stout punts the same amount of footballs this upcoming season as he does in an average season, he'll be making a little over $70,000 every time he boots the football.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That's a good gig.
Yeah.
That's a nice bag.
What's that?
That's a nice bag if you can get it.
Yeah.
It's a wide range if you study these kind of numbers for punters. There's a character by the name of Michael Dixon. Punts for the Sea Ducks. He makes $77,000 on average every time he punts the football. But there's a kid named Corey who punts for the Cleveland Browns. He only makes $21,000 every time he punts the football.
Maybe that's just because they punt so often.
I was going to say, if you're an average offensive team, but a pretty good defensive team, it makes sense to invest in your punter.
Makes sense to invest in your punter?
Well, yeah, switch
You
the
can
field.
flip the field a little bit.
Oh,
you get a little
sure.
bit better
Yeah.
I got no problem with that. I got no problem with that.
A lot of movement yesterday, though. I mean, the Super Bowl MVP goes to Kansas City. Mike Evans goes to the 49ers.
Oh.
I mean, there was a ton of movement yesterday. The only thing that didn't happen yet is the Vikings quarterback situation. And supposedly Kyler Murray is not making a decision until tomorrow.
Kyler Murray. Oh, from Arizona.
Yes.
Tua signed a 1-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons. The Miami Dolphins are going to hire Malik Willis, a former Viking. What do you call that over across the border?
Packers.
Former Packer quarter. They're going to see if this Willis guy can get it done for the Dolphins.
The money that Miami has invested in 2 quarterbacks is insane. They're paying Tua $99 million to stay away, and they're paying Malik Willis $40 million to play.
What you talking about, Willis?
Crazy.
Oh, here's a question. When will long snappers start making their piece of the pie? I think Dinkus is doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing fine.
Yeah. Chad Lickbaum. What
Yeah,
the hell?
Andrew DePaula.
Andrew DePaula.
Chad Lickbaum.
That's a poor name.
He's got a side gig, too. He's good.
I think he's doing all right. Wow. Now, this is clearly none of our damn business, but, you know, it might be fun to talk about. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott and his fiancée have officially canceled their wedding plans.
Oh, no.
Oh, that makes sense.
Word is,
Kid
it all
can't.
fell apart. What's that, C. Willie?
I said that makes sense. Kid can't finish.
Yeah, he's getting ripped on, right? He choked again,
Yeah,
that
he
kind of
choked
thing.
Again. Yeah, he just can't get across the line.
Word is, it all fell apart. Oh, my God. Whose stupid idea was this?
Whoa.
And I know it's a thing now. It all fell apart at their joint bachelorette party in the Bahamas.
Nah, you don't want to do
go.
something like that.
Stupid ideas make for
no.
stupid moments.
Dana, you're the most recently married, are you not?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a joint one?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
But I know this is a thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's popular.
What has happened to adults? It used to be that we men would go off together somewheres for bachelor parties. We would binge drink and snort cocaine, and we would pay for sex with prostitutes and strippers. It used to be that women would go off somewheres together for bachelorette parties, and they would binge drink and snort cocaine, and they would have sex for free with dudes that they met at the bar. And now men and women are doing joint bachelor/bachelorette parties. It's not natural. You're just asking for trouble.
No.
I've never done the joint one, but I've been to ones, Nick, that this will throw you. I know you don't like this, where women come to the bachelor party, like female friends come to the bachelor party, and male friends go to a bachelorette party.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, then that's a joint bachelor party and bachelorette party.
But it's not both groups.
Yeah, it's not the bride and the husband. They're
Where
not
they go
in the same location.
undercover or what?
No, I thought about doing
rogue
that.
operative?
I don't understand. There's men and women at a bachelor and
Yeah,
how is
so,
it
like,
not a...
I almost got I got vetoed. I wanted to invite when I got married the first time, I wanted to invite one of my guy best friends, and my ex-husband was like, "No, you're not doing that." And I was like, "What? Why not?"
Nick, where you're confused
he's a
is
homie.
the bride and groom aren't going together. So I have a bachelorette party with a lot of my dudes and some of my bachelor party, and some of my female friends attended.
But not your bride.
No,
to be.
not the bride.
So anyways, this Dak Prescott dork and his fiancée, word is they had a hellacious argument in front of all their friends and whatnot down there in the Bahamas.
No.
And they smooth called the wedding off right then and there.
It would have to be really bad for me to fight with my husband in front of his friends. That is something I never want to do. Like, it would have to be one of the worst things he's ever done, or else I'm saving that fight.
Mm-hmm. Did I read somewhere that it was about a prenup, though?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
That's the other rumor out there. I thought she came out and
think
said
you'd
this.
have that conversation before the Bachelorette?
Right. Well,
or in private.
Alcohol gets involved in Brad.
Yeah.
Hey, when do you want to talk about the prenup? Well, let's rip down a few shots first.
Take the edge off a little bit.
Let's wait till all of our friends are around.
Yeah.
And then bring it up.
I'm 100% sure it was the best friend. So, hey, did you talk to her about the prenup, and she overheard it?
Yeah, they probably instigated it. Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
like made a quick joke or about it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do that for my friend. I said, look, man, I was his best man, and I told him, I said, look, he's worth a lot of money. I know you love her, and I know she loves you, but at some point, you got to protect your assets, bro.
Well,
they're gonna be hers, but you got to protect yours. You know, I said you got to. You can't. And I don't mean this disrespectfully to any person at all. I'm just saying when you're worth that kind of money, and he didn't, and let me tell you, it broke him.
Oh. Yeah, Skid
That's why
Row.
a lot of That's why a lot of high-powered athletes and celebrities date each other.
Yeah,
they both got bucks already.
Right. They both have something on the table, so they realize that they're not going to lose it to somebody.
Well,
just to be clear, I married my banker, so that's.
Did you use
That's
this
a
one?
smart way to do it.
You know what I mean?
Josh, did you cover this one yet? Dak Prescott just can't get a ring. Did you mention
Yeah, a lot
that
of
one?
people have said it's the
Wow.
closest he's ever gotten, that kind of thing.
Almost got it.
Yeah. But the now ex-fiance has said it had nothing to do with the prenup. So maybe it is that bachelor party story.
Oh, I didn't catch anything about a prenup, but yeah, let's talk about money, which is what is widely known to crush a lot of marriages, money issues.
Yeah.
Let's talk about money once we're high and drunk and surrounded by all of our friends in the Bahamas.
I can't imagine being in a bad mood in the Bahamas, but I guess when you're used to going to places like that, it doesn't really matter.
I know, that's right.
So you would do everything you could, Ashley, to not have that fight in front of your friends.
Yeah, I'm very big on we agree in public. We can argue in private.
There you go. It's good advice.
That's great advice.
You'll stay married a long time with that theory, Ashley.
This time around, you will.
Not happy, not happy, but married.
Yeah, right.
This time around.
Last time it was only a handful of months.
You're forgetting about that 2.5-month gong show that she went through a few years ago?
That was fake. That
The
didn't
drive
happen.
to Ashley's wedding lasted longer than her wedding.
Yeah.
Or I should say her marriage.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She
That-
knows
that
this
never
is true.
happened.
Dude, I
Fake
wanted.
news.
Josh knows this because we rode together. I wanted to bring a gong to the ceremony. I had a gong in the car. So as soon as they said I do, I'd ring that sumbitch so everyone knew it was a joke.
Oh my God.
He had a stopwatch that he was going to start once they said I do, and then would stop it once the marriage was over.
Oh my God, it's Gene the dancing machine.
Dun, dun.
I think only C. Willie and Randy and I remember Gene the
Sure.
Danger.
Oh, that was an awesome show.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Man, I wish we had that option around here. When they ran out of material on the old Gong Show, they just bring out Gene the Dancing Machine with his overalls and his mop bucket, and he'd just rap. They play
that same song every time.
I love that, man. All right, good advice, Ashley. Argue in private.
No.
What is it?
Argue in private. That's right. Agree in
What was
public.
it?
Yeah, agree in public.
I'm trying to think back if I ever blew my lid terribly in front of folks with a significant other. I probably did. World Baseball Classic. I watched 3 minutes and 18 seconds of the United States. It hasn't drawn me in yet, but here's kind of a cute story. Mexico beat the living hell out of Brazil Sunday night. 16-0.
That'll get it done.
After the final out was recorded, players and staff for Team Mexico stayed behind to tidy up their own dugout, and it says here it's become the feel-good moment of the 20 and 26 World Baseball Classic. Video of the players in the dugout sweeping up their chew spit and their sunflower seeds and their anabolic steroids or whatever they spit all over the friggin' floor of the...
Condoms.
Oh, they're chewing on condoms.
Yeah,
yes.
they bring some girls down from the stands.
My goodness.
I like that idea. I think this should be a thing in all professional sports, college sports too. They're all grown people. You can hang around for a half hour and clean up after yourself.
The Japanese are known in soccer for staying after to clean up the arena, clean up like the fan section, you know, all the beer bottles and, you know, popcorn buckets and
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
It's routine in high school baseball and softball too.
Oh. Like with a broom and everything?
Yes.
Oh. Chew spit?
Leave it how you found it.
A lot of the kids chew?
Not after they hear my story from chewing in high school.
Well, you're SAWFT soft. You puked all over yourself in high school.
They don't do the real chew anymore, Nick. It's all
No,
those
they
Zins.
Oh, the Zins, yeah.
Are the kids popping Zins in the dugout, Brad Ryder?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, yeah, they
they
are
are.
like crazy, yeah.
Is that right?
Not that
How
I'm
do you
aware
guys know this?
I just assume.
And it's one of the easiest things to hide. I mean, it's so easy. And you could swallow that no problem if somebody has a question.
Oh, like someone who wants to get you in trouble.
Yeah, like that's
Oh.
it's not gonna
You
it's
can
not
eat
gonna
'em?
tear up your tummy too much.
Ooh wee. Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day in school, you know, we weren't supposed to be chewing tobacco, but we had it in our yaps all day long. And me and my bro Chili were sitting in class, and we both had a big Kodiak tucked back. And our trick was we'd bring in a little container of chocolate milk and pretend like we were drinking the milk, but we were spitting. And the teacher says to Chili, "You got a chew in your mouth?" Well, Chili had balls. I probably would have tried to deny it, but Chili said, "Yeah, what are you going to do about it, tough guy?" And the, what do you call the guy who runs things, or the gal?
Principal?
Teacher.
Oh.
The teacher says, "Swallow it all right now or you're going to the principal's office," and Chili gutted it.
Wow.
Big friggin' monkey fist size a chunk of Kodiak in
Oh.
He swallowed it. Turned green as all hell.
Wow.
But he wasn't about ready to lose that battle.
Tough guy.
So, I think this is a cool thing that they cleaned up the dugout once they were done. Can you even picture a high-maintenance clown like Karen Rogers picking up a trash can and helping out alongside the...
Absolutely not.
I can't. Oh, man. What else is going on? I have a special moment from baseball history here to share with you. 1941, the Brooklyn Dodgers were the very first team to wear batting helmets.
That was a good call, I think.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Took him a while, but yeah.
Let's
It's
protect
an idea
that
that
head.
stuck around.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that getting vetoed every year?
Nah, we're still not there. We love the concussions.
Well, I remember being a kid and my dad telling me that hockey players used to not wear helmets. I thought he was just messing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Even the goaltenders.
Goalies used
Even
to
the
not wear,
goalies.
yeah.
Gump Worsley.
I would never.
Yeah, my dad told me he'd go to North Star games at Met Center just to watch Gump Worsley stop a puck with his face.
Oof. Unbelievable.
And then little smelling salts, right, in between whistles. And 1941, they came up with batting helmets. It was the idea of the general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time, a guy by the name of Larry McPhail. Was he any relation to Andy?
Probably. Yeah. Probably his dad.
You would imagine so, yeah. Grandfather, maybe. Dad, I don't know.
Yeah, grandfather, yeah.
How old is Andy McPhail? Is he like an old man now?
Oh, he's got to be 60s.
Oh, I'd say even
70s.
Probably older than that now.
Larry McPhail came up with the, of course, Andy McPhail was with the Twins for so many years.
Yep.
This Larry McPhail guy got a lot of resistance at first. But he predicted that all baseball players would soon be wearing them, and the sumbitch was right.
Right.
You want to feel old? Andy McPhail is 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I always thought Andy McPhail kind of looked like Oliver from the Brady Bunch grown up.
I love it. I can see it. I literally just saw it.
I forgot about Oliver.
That little bastard.
He was a little
He was
bitch.
nothing but bad luck.
Yeah.
He was always nothing but bad luck. Oh, man. I mean, how many guys would die in Major League Baseball if they weren't wearing friggin' batting helmets? How many guys would die a year? Even the base coaches wear them now.
Yeah.
Because so many guys were getting brained over there in the first and third baseman box. But how hard were they throwing in 1941?
Well, and how was it constructed? I mean, you know what I mean? What did it look like? I'm trying to find one to see what it would actually look like.
Was it a leather helmet like football players?
It's got to be leather.
Yeah.
It can't be plastic.
Yeah, it was just a cardboard box with some ear holes.
Yeah.
I never thought of it, Randy, but it probably was like a leather football helmet from the same era.
It's probably, you're probably right.
You look like a jackass out there, but
or just a thicker cotton hat.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Baseball hat.
You know, I mean, I imagine guys back then were throwing 80, which will still kill you. Don't get me wrong. But I imagine in 1941, I bet you there weren't many guys who threw faster than 85. Yeah, what'd you find?
It looks like, you know how wrestlers have those little ear with the straps across?
The earmuffs.
It basically looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you're right. It's leather. It's obviously not plastic. It's not like what they have today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it is, Dana mentioned hockey players. It is interesting to say out loud that, you know, there were helmetless hockey players in the NHL up until I was 27, 8, 9, 30. When did Craig McTavish retire? When did Rick Carlisle retire? Who else? Who were some of the last couple of guys that went without a helmet? Craig McTavish comes to mind. Rick Carlisle. I know I'm missing someone obvious, but we're talking late 90s, and there were still guys, only a handful, that went without a bucket. I did it once in beer league, just because I wanted to do it. And the referee said, don't ever do that again. But I just said, piss on it. I'm going over the boards one shift without a lid on. I remember the story about Darian Hatcher and Mike Craig, who were rookies with the North Stars in, I'm going to say, 92. Mike Craig and Darian Hatcher. Darian Hatcher, of course, went on to be an all-timer. Mike Craig kind of fizzled out. But I remember the story. There was no grandfather rule back then. If you didn't want to wear a lid, you didn't have to. But most young guys in that era had figured it out. The story is that Darian Hatcher and Mike Craig went to Bob Gainey's office, who was the GM of the North Stars at the time, and said, neither one of us wants to wear a helmet this year. Okay, bye. And Bob Gainey said, look at me, look at the way I move around, listen to the way I talk.
Right.
He said, all of it is because I didn't wear a helmet for 25 friggin' years. There's no way I'm letting either one of you schmucks out there unless you wear a lid,
So I looked it up. The last game for somebody not wearing a helmet was for the St. Louis Blues in 1997. It was Craig McTavish.
Craig McTavish.
Mm-hmm.
And most of these guys, were looking to show off their hairdos. McTavish had a nice
Sure.
Yeah.
Didn't Marcus
just have nice hair?
Didn't Marcus Foligno kind of admit to us that that's kind of the point of why they don't wouldn't wear buckets during warm-ups. Was
he did say that.
Right.
To show off the flow a little bit.
Oh, Marcus Foligno didn't need to tell us that.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watched hockey knows.
I love it.
That those players loved pregame warm-ups without a helmet because the ladies could see what the hell they were, what they were dealing with.
Yeah.
Show off the salad.
And Darian Hatcher and Mike Craig had beautiful curly long hair. I would have wanted to show it off too if I were those guys. Did you ever ask your father-in-law about Ron Duguay?
Not yet, but I will when we go to the game on Saturday.
and sadly, I heard that Ron Duguay is on his way out. He's got cancer, and he made an announcement recently that he wasn't doing well. Dana said his father-in-law is a New York Rangers fan. They're going to the game together this Saturday. And I said, ask your father-in-law if he was a Ron Duguay fan. You haven't talked to him yet, you said.
No, I haven't talked to him yet.
When Ron Duguay was playing for the Rangers, and at times when he was playing for the Red Wings, you would have sworn it was John Bon Jovi.
Oh, my God. You're so right.
If you would have put a mic in front of his face, he would have sang Runaway for you, and folks would have believed it was John. Ron Duguay almost never wore a helmet because his hair was gorgeous.
Wow.
You had beautiful hair at one point, see, Willi Myles?
Absolutely.
We saw your old photos.
Yeah, I used to hate to have to wear a helmet, too, when I was playing football. My hair was nice. But I knew the consequences and the repercussions of not wearing it.
Oh, man. Oh, this is really cute. I've never heard this before. I can't believe that I've never heard this before. Back when fellers were allowed to do pregame warm-ups in the NHL without helmets, female hockey fans called it the boy aquarium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I've never heard that.
Oh, really?
I love it. That's hilarious.
Nope.
Yeah, it's been around for a fat minute.
Has it? I've never heard it.
All right, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder, thanks for every damn thing. Randy, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Brad, we'll talk to you when?
Next week, Monday.
Oh, you're on spring break.
Yeah.
All right, go have
Must
fun.
be nice.
Thanks, gentlemen.
You bet.
We'll be back with more here in a few minutes on that. More with C. Willi Myles on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a smart club member because I trust my home comfort to Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.
Years of hard work, and now you've got pain in your back, your shoulders, your knees, maybe your joints. You need help. Randy Shaver here with the answer. Dave Bialke. He's got over 30 years experience in getting workers' compensation benefits for people just like you. Don't suffer. Call Bialke Law today. 763-571-2410 or go to bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com. And it spells relief for you.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Here we are, happily dialed into our Tuesday program. Setting in studio with us, Mr. C. Willi Myles.
Boom.
And for cripe's sake, it's already up to 8:27.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Slowly roll.
Should we dial it back a little bit?
Ease up,
We're
man.
moving too fast, man.
So looky here. This is a stroke of luck or good timing, or you could hang a few other names on it. It just so happens that something we were just rapping about earlier. We were talking about nightmare weddings that you might have witnessed where the writing was all over the wall that it wasn't going to last. We had a little bit of a conversation on it earlier. Just when we brought it up, Cubby shows me that the same topic has been going around town on that godless and wildly misinformed social media. So maybe we should do a little bit of a deeper dive here. See, Willi Myles, you told us you have attended one wedding where it was obvious it was going nowhere once they dumped out those I do's.
Absolutely. I saw it. I saw the writing on the wall. everybody, I think, did. But I think I was the only one that said something because, again, that was my responsibility
as best man.
As best man to, one, have a full tank of gas. Two, have enough cash on hand and a credit card with at least a $20,000 limit on it, that in case we have to leave the country, and passports.
Just to get your
That was
ass.
my job. That was my job.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I told him, if I take you, I got to go too. I can't.
Refresh our memories now. You told him this before he said I do? You said, I don't think you should do this, bro, on the day of?
No. I told him during the bachelor party.
Bachelor party.
Yeah, which I didn't want to go to, but I had to set
What
up.
the hell kind of guy doesn't want to go to a bachelor party?
Yeah,
He doesn't drink.
Yeah, but he had some questionable friends.
Oh, he did?
And I didn't, and
I can relate.
I'm a pretty clean cut guy.
I know.
And I can't get caught with somebody with, illegal stuff
Oh.
or stuff like that on them.
And
so I was just, again, at the end of the day, I said you should make sure you get some paperwork done before, because, and I'm looking at him, and if anybody have ever seen, I'm not saying, if you ever seen Seal and Heidi Klum.
Sure.
I mean, this is that situation.
One is wildly attractive, the other is Seal.
Right, but she didn't have Klum money.
No.
And he had Seal's face.
He probably didn't have Seal's money.
And he did not. He had Seal's money. He had.
He did?
He truckload of money.
So that's
And
what
that was the
probably
problem.
attracted
Yeah.
your Heidi Klum to your Seal.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
And I ain't saying that an ugly person don't deserve a pretty person, because there's someone out there for everybody. But we saw that.
So how did he respond when you told him at his bachelor party that you don't think he should pull the trigger on this deal?
I'm his friend, and he said, "Look, man, I don't think I need to do that. I love her. I know she loves me. I'm like, bruh, she met you on the set."
On the set? He's an actor or something?
Right, yeah. And I don't want to say his name, but
okay. And then at the actual wedding, you didn't have a good feeling all day long, and you were not alone.
I was not alone.
Okay.
And I think his brother tried to tell him that too. But, again, things was working up. But he's an actor, comedian. He's a good guy. But at the end of the day, it didn't last a year.
Okay.
We knew.
1 year.
It didn't go.
Oh, I'm sorry. It did not go a full year.
No.
I've been ringside for a couple of them where I knew, everybody knew. Everybody knew it was going absolutely nowhere. And this is, we're no longer picking on Ashley. We picked on Ashley earlier for her first.
That was hilarious.
I'm leaving your story out of the situation because we already picked on you.
Thank you.
But I've been at a couple where it was so just embarrassingly obvious that this is. Josh, ringside?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was concerns that we had way ahead of time. A buddy of mine had cheated on every girl he'd ever been with, and he'd been with a lot. So we thought, well, there's no way. And he was young when he got married, younger, right, early 20s. And we thought, he's not going to last, man. He's talking about how hot some of the chicks are here. And
you all knew.
Yeah, and of course, the marriage ended because of cheating. They lasted longer than we would have thought. But she cheated on him. Now, something I didn't consider is, despite some of his actions, he's a very religious guy. And so he just wouldn't cheat on a wife. That's what it took. So he ended up, he's on his, well, he's had several marriages.
You're being honest?
100% true, yeah.
He was a total F-pig until he got married. And then he really, truly, you believe that he took a vow not to because
he'd
of his...
tell us, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he got cheated on. I saw it. I witnessed it. It was with somebody that worked in our building, as a matter of fact. And then he gets married again. The same thing happens to him. And then since then, he's figured it out.
He never cheated on any of his wives.
Never.
But
never.
What do they say that in the business? They call it karma?
Yeah.
Yep.
It came back, and he understood, too. He's like, well, I had this coming.
Dana, you've been courtside for an obvious wedding where everybody knew this is a friggin' nightmare. This is a joke. They don't have a chance in hell.
No, but I was at one where they...
You ought to go to one.
I want to,
They
trust
are
me.
fun.
I've always
Yeah,
wanted to
me
be at one of
too.
those weddings where you can tell that it's not going to last or something completely disastrous happens like in the movies.
Yeah.
But I was at a wedding, and they got married when we were like mid-20s or so, And I was like, oh, they're in love. They're a perfect couple. This is going to be wonderful. 3 days later, they got it annulled.
3 days later.
And it was a wedding where everybody had to travel to. They had it in Ohio.
Oh, God.
Ohio? You're making me go to Ohio?
Yeah, and it was. And we were all stunned. We're like, they seemed so happy. The whole family. Everything seemed so great. They just pulled off the greatest acting job of all time.
It was right around this time last year I was at a wedding where I thought there's no way it was going to make it.
Yeah.
It was like March 29th of last year.
Same here.
You got those negative vibes?
Yeah. I thought there's no way she's not going to stick with this guy.
Fam, I was at a wedding where when the mother-in-law doesn't get along with the bride-to-be, when
Sounds
the
like a
mother-in-law
nightmare.
shows up at the wedding in her Vegas wedding dress that she got married in and divorced in. She wore a wedding dress to a wedding.
What?
Not the long gown. She just had the nice lace
Yikes.
short to the knee. She's a good-looking lady, but she
It was obvious to everyone this is going to be a problem.
She wore white.
She really showed the bride of her dress. Was her dress nicer than the bride's? Absolutely.
And that's one of the biggest rules I always hear is
Yeah.
don't upshow.
Oh, my God.
Show up, whatever the word is.
Her hair was all done up. She would look like, oh, my goodness.
Well, yeah. So I've been ringside for a couple. You know the story about my crying friend.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I mean, I'm not talking about a couple of tears rolling down his face. I'm talking about openly weeping throughout the entire ceremony. Everybody there knew this is a friggin' sham. He knew it too. That's why he was so beyond overwhelmed by emotion. So anyway, the conversation's been going around town. And here are some secondhand stories. Folks who witnessed a wedding that screamed out loud, these folks have absolutely no chance. So the bride's parents were speaking, and one of them said to the groom, well, you weren't who we envisioned for our daughter, but you guys do have children together.
Oh, man.
Yikes.
Josh, when did it, because you married a lady who already had kids. When did it dawn on you that she was just looking for some sucker that had more than $25 in his pocketbook?
Well, she told me that ahead of time, but I couldn't say no.
Just any swinging D with a decent salary.
I understood. I had the better end of that deal.
I think we all did. We all understood. We were there. How about a kiss that lasts too long between the groom and the bride's mother?
Whoa.
Oh, ew.
Hello.
Don't do that. You shouldn't kiss
First of
your
all, that
child
shouldn't
after
be-
like the age of 5.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a kiss anyway.
I guess that was the sign that, hey, this might be not exactly what we had in mind.
There's something and I know some people do it. I'm sorry, but I'm judging. There's something unsettling about a grown child kissing their parent on the lips.
I'll compete with a mistress, but I won't compete with your mom.
This is so fitting because yesterday I listened to an episode of the murder podcast I like to listen to. It's called Morbid Podcast, and in it was about this guy who met a woman, fell in love, got her knocked up, but the real problem was his mom. She was absolutely insane. Like she hired a guy and they pretended to be her son and his wife so that they could annul the marriage without him and his wife knowing.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Right?
She found body doubles for her son and her son's new wife and brought him, to a courthouse?
Yeah, and it was in the 1950s, so it was easier to do that kind of stuff.
Wow.
That's
I'm
wild.
just sitting there so thankful I have a normal mother-in-law.
Now, I think this next example of witnessing a wedding that you knew was going nowhere, I think this is 50-50. A lot of people are saying if the groom gets real drunk, that's a sign. I mean, I suppose the bride obviously could be used as an example, but this article only mentions the groom. When the groom gets real drunk, that's a sign that maybe he's not entirely happy with what he's just done. Now, Josh and I think would both agree that's a 50-50 deal. I totally agree with that theory. If a guy or the gal are just getting their brains blown out drunk on their wedding night, maybe there's some underlying. But we've been to a wedding in particular where the groom got so stinking drunk before it even started, and they're still happily married.
That was the only personal example I have there.
I had never, ever seen a groom so blasted before the reception even started.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was a riot.
Was he up there just giggling, or?
He could not stop laughing.
Oh, he was hammered,
he was
man.
so funny. They had been officially married for 20 minutes. He walks up to us, and he is beyond effed up. I had a good-looking date with me. He takes off his ring, hands it to Josh, and introduces himself to my date.
No.
I mean, sarcasm, obviously.
Yeah.
But
they're still together. That was a long time ago.
That's crazy.
But you know what was so... I don't know if his drunkenness had anything to do with this, but Josh, you remember? As soon as everyone had dinner, they left.
Yeah, that's the earliest I've ever seen a couple leave.
Everybody... No, not the couple. All the guests left.
Well, he disappeared for a while.
Well, he went upstairs to puke, I think, for about an hour. But this was such a fun couple. And I don't know their friend, their close friends and family. But as soon as dinner was over, everybody left. They had the reception hall for another 4 hours, and there were 9 people there.
That was a nice place.
I would have had a blast.
I don't know what happened. We did have a blast.
Heck yeah.
I think folks just probably took a look at him and thought, well, this is going to end early. We might as well go.
That could have been.
The drunkest person I've ever seen at a wedding was my wife's aunt, and she had to be carried out like a large carpet. She was so...
That's so embarrassing.
She passed out in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I see her. I thought they were joking around. Like a battering ram, you'd see the cops.
Yeah.
Dude.
Out of all days, do not do it on somebody else's wedding day. Do not completely let
my
loose
God.
to the point where people have to carry you out.
Oh, it was bad.
Nobody has time for that.
My first wedding, the woman that my dad was dating at the time was by a landslide the drunkest person in the room. And there were 600 people there, the majority of them under 30.
Oh, my God.
The gal that my dad was dating at the time was a nightmare. She ended up coming out of the ladies' room. You ever seen this gimmick where a lady tucks her blouse into her underwear? Instead of her... She had her underwear crawling up her back like she was
sucks.
a 6-year-old. Oh. Okay. More signs that you're at a wedding that's going nowhere. The bride banged. Okay. Speaking of grooms who were too drunk, the bride nailed the best man because the groom had already passed out.
Wow.
What part of Kentucky was this? That's quite extreme.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're the best man, I mean, you got to protect the groom.
Step in.
You gotta step in.
I got this, bud.
Yeah, that's what you are. You're his wingman. That's what you are. You know, you don't want to do it with some stranger.
The bride only invited part of the groom's family. Her family got all invites. She had a loaded side of the church.
Wow.
But since she was in charge, she handpicked which of her husband's relatives would show up.
My God.
Guess it depends how much of the work she did. If she did literally everything for the wedding, who cares? It's her party at that point.
This has got nothing to do with you.
I was going to say that the article saying that like a sign would be the groom getting really drunk. I think it's because it's normal for the bride to get drunk because she's been spending the last 9 months dealing with vendors and dress sizes, and so like it's more normal to see her let loose. But the groom, it's like, bro, you've just been chilling. You golfed with your buddies yesterday.
I would agree with that. And plus, most weddings these days, the bride has been up since 4 a.m. getting her hair and makeup.
Oh, it's insane.
And her
hasn't ate anything for a month to be nice and skinny.
She had she trembled while she dumped a single Cheeto into her mouth, you know. And her girlfriends are all giving her champagne. Yeah. Right. No, I know a guy, and this is when I realized, okay, he's finally cooked. This is a guy that's been iffy for a lot of years. But it dawned on me, okay, he's finally gone insane. He got married 5-6 years ago. His wife, I don't know, 100 people on her side of the thing. That's how you do it, right? You sit on the groom or the bride. Maybe she had 7,500 people. Him? 0.
Oh.
Zero?
Invited no one at all.
Were his parents still
Good for
alive?
him.
Yes,
Really?
parents still alive.
Any siblings?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, that's...
I don't know exactly why, but it happened. Wow. One side of the room loaded with people. Other side of the room, a dude.
It seems like...
Are we talking about Aaron Rodgers here?
Dude.
It seems like a court case.
Yeah.
Where nobody's going to support what this guy did.
He's
A dude,
killer.
the groom. That's it.
Wow.
Got the whole side of the room, church, whatever it was, to himself.
Everybody's on the plaintiff side.
Well, when my wife and I got married, I had a lot of... my wife had like a whole bunch of people.
Oh, yeah.
And
you had to fill in a lot of blanks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is just because my family's from Alabama, the most of them. And so I'm just like, you don't have to make this trip. It's a wedding. It's not even about you. It's about me. So my sister, I had a couple of sisters and my mom, and then my brother, who was my best man. And that's it.
And your wife's side had a big crowd of people.
Oh, yeah, because my wife has, she has 5 brothers, and they're
from
all
here.
married, and then all her nephews.
That's a cheat code, having siblings.
Her whole family was living here at the time.
Oh, yeah. So you had about 8 or 10, and she had 75, 100?
I may have had 15, maybe.
No kidding.
The real reason me and my now husband didn't have a big wedding is because he has way more friends than me. It would have never worked out.
Well, see, that's what I ran into my first time around. And I had absolutely no idea what it takes to make a wedding. I had no idea. I had maybe only been to a couple weddings in my life when I got married for the first time, so I had no idea. And so I followed along with anything. I didn't care. So what happened was, my ex invited an enormous amount of people. And she showed me the number, and she said, well, we have to match up evenly. And I said, we do? And she said, well, yeah, that would look best and I think work best if we... So, not that I am a friendless loser,
right?
But I was asking my brother, who was that guy from 6th grade? Should I,
yeah.
I was filling in. It was like filling in a roster. It was huge.
Yeah. My wife and I had a small wedding, actually, because we didn't want to invite a whole bunch of people. It was mostly just family and really close friends, like tight,
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Arguing at the rehearsal dinner, sure, that's a sign that maybe it's not. The couple had a unity candle, and it wouldn't light.
That's funny.
Oh, my God.
I love when stuff like that
sign
happens.
from above.
No. Yeah, you need to walk away at that point. You can't light the candle, man.
They played the who knows their partner better game with the hilarious wedding host, right?
No.
And they both failed every question. It says here, including a dog's name.
Wow. My God.
I always thought that stuff was dopey.
I like it.
And I guess I probably still, overall, I don't like the wacky wedding host who's going to bring the bride and groom up here. Let's see what they can... I did see one really good show, though. When Curtis got married, they had a person there that was like the host, and it was really well done. Usually I'm not interested in that kind of a thing.
One of the best I've seen was at your wedding, Dana, with the officiant, your friend.
Oh, yeah, Kelly. She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, she was awesome.
She showed us after the wedding that she had been taking notes for like the entire... We asked her about a year before the wedding if she would be an officiant. She had in her notes app, she would just jot down things that like she saw us do together or, interactions we had or things we did together. She had this whole long thing. Like she definitely... put in a lot of work to that, and she did a great job.
Wow, I would not do that for anybody.
It made me feel bad about the 2 weddings I officiated, Ashley.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I did a crappy job now looking back at it.
I just write like a paragraph and call it. I just went to Double D. She's his wedding. Her and her husband Ross got married in October, and the best part was that so there was a smoke machine on the dance floor, and as they're they're kind of running through speeches, it was one of the dads that was doing the speech. The smoke machine kept going off at random times, so it would just dump this smoke. So awesome.
That is
awesome.
awesome.
Do it again.
A malfunctioning fog machine
just smacked right in the face.
can turn your friggin' day around in a heartbeat.
That's good comedy.
Half-assed morning show. 93X.
Sure thing. We're gonna try to punch our way out of this torture chamber here in a few minutes. But let me just read you a couple text messages that have come in. We've had a fun conversation about that obvious moment. You go off to see somebody get married, and it's obvious. This is a nightmare. This wasn't meant to be. Well, wow. I mean, I guess I wouldn't look at this as a sign that the marriage wasn't going to last because it had nothing to do with the behavior of the bride or groom. But nonetheless, this is a very interesting story from Sit Down, Waldo. Jesus. He bartended a wedding. Father of the bride got wasted, as my buddy Doug would say. Wasted. Father of the bride. He asked me for another drink. The bride, his daughter, walked up and told Sit Down Waldo Jesus, the bartender. She told the bartender, look, cut him off. Father of the bride punched his daughter in the mouth.
Oh,
no.
That is terrible.
No.
That is not how I expected that to end.
Wow.
That's
that
not
took
right.
a turn.
Goodness gracious.
Punched
Screw
her
you, honey.
right in the yapper.
That's aggressive.
What do you think about this one from What's That Smell, Jesus? To add on to signs you shouldn't get married in this case. Got a cousin whose girlfriend was arrested for a domestic assault. They arrested each other, right? They were beating each other. This happened in December. January, they had papers that said, restraining orders, and they couldn't get married. They still did get married. Last month, they found out she's pregnant. They're having a reception this month, and they'd like everybody to go, but nobody's RSVP'd, and they're confused as to why.
Yeah, it's hard to forget stuff. You might forget and forgive or whatever, but usually your family doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where I might let other people RSVP first
Yeah, I
and decide
can't.
if we need to go.
Can't support that.
That is one terrific story.
Yeah, I'm not going.
That's a whole lot right there.
Now, there's something I haven't seen, an obviously pregnant bride. Not since the music video for Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia Satellites, and some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something I've never seen, an obviously pregnant bride. I'd like to be a part of that. Okay, we were talking about signs. I mean, you've got the obvious things, but sometimes there are signs. We mentioned one couple that got married, the unity candle. Some bitch wouldn't light. Now, this goes this way and that. Check this out. At our wedding, a listener admits, at our wedding, we had a unity candle, tried to light it, it wouldn't light. Kind of embarrassing. Finally, we did get it lit. But a year later, my mom and dad divorced after 30 years.
Oh.
Those two are definitely connected.
That was a sign.
I've never seen the unity candle not light, but I was at a wedding once where they did the sand thing. Like, let's take my vial of sand and her vial of sand, pour it all together. Our sand is all now mutual sand.
Yep.
And that thing dumped off the table and shit.
Uh-oh.
on the ground.
We did that.
Oh.
We
Yeah,
did
you
that at
can't-
ours.
Did you?
Yeah, you can't mix bad sands.
Did you put a little beach chair on top of it?
Yeah. One of those little cocktail umbrellas, you know?
What do they call this thing? You get
Oh,
out,
like tanning mirror?
you get out the Reynolds wrap and pretend like you're tanning.
Me, my wife, both our kids, we did the sand mix, and my wife's been picking grains of my color out every single day. Eventually, she's going to wipe me out of the family.
My brother and
Hilarious.
sister, when they got married, I officiated their wedding. They had kind of a fun idea. They didn't do the sand thing. My brother-in-law, at the time, he was a brewer, and that's kind of how they met. The first date, they went to a brewery, so they each took a beer that they liked and mixed them together, and then each had a sip of it. And afterwards, I asked them, like, how was that mixed beer? And they're like, oh, it was absolutely terrible. It just tasted
Wow.
like, I mean, you mix two completely different beers together, it's going to give you a unique flavor that's probably not very good.
Did it get caught up in his massive mustache?
He did have
Well, like
beer.
one of those beers. You got to have the big beer.
If you are a brewer, you absolutely have to have some type of 1920s facial hair.
Mm-hmm, and he was rocking it. He pulls it off well. He looks cool with the beard. I'm
Little-
jealous.
Did you put a little wax in there?
I'm guessing so.
Oh,
Keep it
fancy.
We want to thank our guest, C. Willi Myles, for stopping by. You got any closing thoughts for us, C. Willi?
Man, I'd like a shout out to my godson who scored his 100th victory in wrestling.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
as
that's
a
great.
varsity. And he placed 4th in the state this year as a junior.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's Gabe Swinson from Zimmerman High School.
Friggin' Zimmerman.
Right.
I'll be damned.
But, I mean, the kid is $117, $114, so he ain't like the WWE's calling
Oh, I
anytime
was just
soon.
going to ask if he has WWE
No.
aspirations.
No, his kid's a golfer.
But somebody
owe him around a golf.
Somebody's got to win that title.
Exactly, but he did. He was. I'm so proud of him. He was awesome.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, that is great to hear.
I
Good
don't
luck.
know what wrestling is. How should I match? I should have said won his 100th match.
Match. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
we
I
probably
said-
could say bout if we wanted to. I don't
Right.
know.
Yeah. I'm not a big high school wrestler.
What's wrong with bout? Is
I
it
just
sounds funny coming out of my mouth. Bout
sounds kind of
yeah,
old-timey.
I haven't heard of that. I haven't used that word or heard of that word forever, and I just think it's a
It
good
does
word.
sound like those 30s ring.
You haven't
ring
heard that word
announcers.
for.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well, no one said to you like, "What are you talking about?"
What you talking about? Talking about.
That's got to be the lamest joke
Yeah.
we've ever tried to end on. You haven't heard the old Van Halen song "Ain't Talking About Love"? You don't know?
No.
Cubby, you
a good
go.
one.
You give her an example.
I already had. I was thinking the talking about one, but I was too scared to say it. So I'm glad you went with it. I wanted it out there, but I thought I'd get crap for it.
C. Willi Myles. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you, my friend.
It's great to be back with you guys, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, very nice to have you as well. Happy 29th to Book Nerd Jesus from your lesser half, Junkin' Fools Jesus, part-time electrician Jesus. Text a happy 23rd birthday shout out to his younger brother, Bitch Bag. Happy 16th to Jack from Mom, Dad, and the Fam. And Dana, happy Mario Day.
Hey, thank you.
Half-assed morning show 93X.
Well, hello to all the wonderful podcasters out there, wherever in the world you're listening right now. We truly appreciate it. Dana here. Yeah, I'm a sports junkie, I'm a wing lover, and of course a Smart Club member because I trust my home comfort to standard heating and air conditioning, and I really think you should too. Right now it's HVAC Mania, and these deals will help offset the cost when your brackets get busted. You can score a $45 coupon on a furnace tune-up, normally $148. And no, it's never too late to show your furnace some love. And if your system's about to crash out like a 5-seat against a 12, now's the time to replace it on your schedule with 0% financing from Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Go to standardheating.com and mention 93X. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, providing the comfort you deserve since 1930.